Avast ahoy, good day once again to ye mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and it brings me a colossal wagon load of pleasure to welcome you once again to Roll for Damage. I have above me and around me hearty crew, the crafty Karen Schlink, the sultry Shrogrill, the smashing Sean O'Donovan, the dashing Dan Swelto, and the mischievous Mike Fardy. And behind the scenes today, we have the steady Serum 76. We must also shout out to our able artist Brepai, whose artwork can be seen on the screen right now, and the Loot Tavern, JessJackdaw, and the Hit Point Press, who are the folks that we have to thank for the material that they have kindly sent us to run for them this evening. So this is early access content and a sneak peek at what you will be getting if you back the Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting Kickstarter, which is currently at just over 1.5 million Australian dollars they've raised, which is pretty freaking good. And they've got something around the 11,000 backers, so you could be 11,001 if you get in there soon. I was about number 7,000. I'm up for this yet. So, guys, can you tell me who the hell you are and where we can find you? Let's begin with who's above me. Karen, tell me who you are.
Hi, I am Karen. I am a performer, a writer. You can find me on Twitter as the Mother O' Bunnies. You can also find my dulcet tones gracing the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons. But tonight, I will be doing a slightly younger and innocent. Was my character ever innocent? No. A younger, slightly innocent version. A slightly tiny, mini innocent version of V. From the Academy of Xander. She is a rather pale, emaciated-looking Shadowkai elf. She's got a boss tattoo on her right hand, and yeah, she likes to start shit. So we'll see.
And there's something special about V as well. We've had a slight class change.
Do you want me to explain it, or would you... Yeah. Okay. So V is demonstrating the special class tonight. She is a monster hunter. So she has the ability to capture and command certain creatures. So exciting. The rules, and I'm not telling you what she's got. It's a surprise. You have to
yeah, it's a surprise.
Yeah.
The rules for which you can find in Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. These are still obviously these are in beta test, and they were like, let's see how this works. So yeah, we will see how this works. Next to Karen is Shrogrill.
Hi everybody, I'm Shrogrill. I still exist. I'm back. I know, who knew? Tonight I'm gonna be playing a old character that probably not a whole lot of you know of. Yeah, from way back when the channel was a baby. I am going to be playing Tig, my barbarian who is not so dumb anymore, but it has had some interesting things happen in the last little while, and so I'm sure Josh is looking forward to having that back on the screen, and everybody can enjoy the chaos.
Yep. Brace yourselves, peeps. Sean, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean. I am from Paradise RPG. I am the DM over there for our flagship show, Advantage in Paradise, and I do a bunch of other stuff on the channel, like paint minis, draw maps, other things. But I'm also a cast member on the Friday night stream and the Scales Above, where I typically play Auric over there, who's just come back from some rather rough stuff. But this Auric is a little younger, though as a timeless character, chronergist and elf, he probably looked pretty much exactly the same. Smooth-faced, salmon hair, lovely pale blue skin, starlight for eyes. He's not particularly friendly, but you know, he loves his pet owl, Familiar. He only uses at this point in his life, he only experiments on the owl a little bit for his spells, not as much as when we've met him in the Scales Above. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, this morning, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Time zones.
Yeah, Sean has been very nice and gotten up super early to come and play with us. And next to him is the delightful D-Rab.
Hi, I'm Dan, also D-Rep in chat and Roll for Damage's Discord. Normally, I am a meat space person. You can't find me on the social medias, but I am a player in Humblewood this same time slot, but 2 days prior in your week. So if you want to see me play a Yeehaw Wizard, go over there. But today, I'm playing who I used to play in Humblewood. Yeah, Helvig. He's a hedgehog. Pacifist fortress man with an expertise in murder. He won't ever admit to that last bit though. And yeah, that's him. He has fireflies friends and he's about to make new friends that look not like the people he used to be around.
No, not at all. And finally, we have Mike as Sloop.
Hello, my name is Mike Farty. Similar to Dan, I do not exist on the internet, so shred your credit cards, buy gold, get off the internet. But if you want to follow something that I'm involved in, I'm also the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. We're a 5e horror comedy podcast with a family vibe. So you can check us out there at Wonder and Blunder. And we're about to hit episode 100, so come check that out. It's going to be wild.
Cool.
And tonight I am playing Sloop Brinescale, who is like a little dragon pirate guy. He freaking loves causing a bit of chaos. He wants to eat all of your food. It's probably your best friend already.
I'd forgotten it. Ah, yes. So we've got 2 super not friendly elves and 3 super friendly other things. A tree, a dragon, and a hedgehog. And this bodes super well. So in all but one case, it is previous versions of characters. Sloop, you can choose. Helvig and Sloop, you can choose. Helvig, this is a post-traumatic incident, and Sloop, you can pick. I don't mind where this occurs in Sloop's time frame. This could be pre his roll for damage adventures or post his roll for damage adventures. It does not, I don't think, matter because he's not in some sort of death state.
Yes. Oh my god. Post-trauma Helvig. Oh, here we go.
Cool. So I must remind our clipped, trimmed, and possibly even artfully coiffured audience to please like, follow, and subscribe, all the things. We have the socials. You can catch up on episodes you missed on YouTube. These will be going up very soon if you have to duck out soon. Well, mateys, may your harvesting be fruitful and all your respawns be bizarrely contrived as we venture tremulously into the shadow of the Broodmaster. Let's get some appropriate music going. There we are. You awaken in a muddy bayou, the air thick with moisture and the sound of insects. Fecund life abounds around you, and your equipment is on, under, or near you. In a pocket, you find a scrap of paper. These are all absolutely identical, and you can see nobody around you as well. You're all alone, individually alone. With a handwritten note scrawled on it. Greetings. Apologies for interrupting your regularly scheduled life/afterlife/regeneration cycle/other. In this most inconsiderate way. My name is Dr. Doolots, and I have a proposition for you, which promises to be highly lucrative for both of us. So, if you will indulge me, if you are amenable, follow the compass attached. It shall lead you to my abode. If not, then you are welcome to sit in a dank swamp for 3 days, at which point a portal back to your home plane/dimension/demiplane/afterlife/other will appear. Probably. Yours, Dr. H. Doolots. P.S. Mind the broodlings. Tig, I know you can't read. This one happens in your head as well. You can hear the voice. So, there is a compass on the bottom of it's like drawn on the bottom of the note. And if you were to move it around, it points you in a it points you in a direction that is quite clearly not a cardinal direction. It is clearly directing you somewhere. What do you do?
Sloop is
Ow,
excited. Sloop loves compasses. He's just holding it up. He's like, oh, this is the best. Okay. And like keeps pointing it in directions, like trying to figure out which way is north in his head. And he's like, well, it's not north. Oh, these are the good ones. Oh, there's always something cool at the other side of this. And is like running gleefully following the compass.
Very well. V, you, how do you react to this?
I work out which direction the compass is directing me,
Mm-hmm.
and I head off, already planning in my head many insulting comments to make to whoever the hell this Dr. Doulots is.
Sure. Helvig, what is your response to this particular situation?
Well, I don't want to sit around for 3 days. As much as I can get acquainted with all the lovely insects around me, I do like ask as I follow the compass and waddle around. I go, hey, pardon me, insect person, is this the afterlife?
So you ask an insect?
Yes.
Yeah. You find there's a worm on the floor. Actually, would probably be the first insect that you encounter, and it looks up at you, and it sort of uses a good portion of its body to sort of form shoulders and shrugs at you like it doesn't know. Worms don't really have a concept of the afterlife.
That's okay. Thank you for your time, and I keep following.
So it uses its tail like, no worries, and then like worms away. Tig, what do you do?
I can't read.
And then you hear a voice in your head. Just follow the arrow at the bottom. The arrow spins as you turn the page.
We go.
We go.
We go. And just go. If there's a tree in my way, I'll give it a hug.
There are many trees.
Cool. I hug them all on the way.
You are in something of a mangrove swamp.
Fabulous. This is going to take me a while.
Mm-hmm. Auric, how do you respond to this situation?
I think that Auric would have taken a little while to even pick up and read the note. As I think he would just immediately start asking questions to the air, to no one in particular. This is rather interesting. Have I died? Where is this place real? What timeline? What? And then he'll find the note eventually, and he won't start following the compass. He'll be studying the note first for a very long time.
Oh. Looking to determine what? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, he'd be trying to determine the magical nature of it, the functions of it, and generally taking notes on that before actually listening to the note itself.
It was copied. It was used. Magic was used to copy paste the original, which this is not it. And it has a minor enchantment, sort of a thaumaturgy style enchantment on it, to make the compass point in a particular direction, not north. Can I get survival checks from everybody, please?
Uh-oh.
It begins.
The first roll.
Great. 5, an 8, a 23.
Survival
Helvig with
check.
the big guns.
Try to remember whether I...
6.
Oh dear. I'm just like,
Wow.
I don't think I picked proficiency in survival. And I
Excellent.
didn't.
I love
So
how
Sean-
I have proficiency, but what do you expect? It's
Yeah,
big.
like Tig with a 9, you come second. Sean comes Mike comes third. Right, that's fine. So,
I'm used to big numbers.
Helvig, you encounter Auric along the ways. You are sort of waddling along through the forest, and you encounter a red-haired elf, probably still sitting on the ground, just examining the note. He's examining a note very similar to yours.
What kind of beast is that?
Oh yeah, no, you've never met an elf.
Hello?
Auric is very distracted and still reading the note. It'll take probably a couple hellos before he'll actually look up from it.
Yeah, he waddles forward closer, says hello, then he waddles forward even closer. And then like
There is a slight
hello?
clanking noise every time Helvig moves, as his spines are made of steel.
Auric will
Ooh,
slowly
steel.
lower the note. Look at them.
you see a 3'7" rotund sentient hedgehog in front of you, waving his hand. There's a bunch of fireflies that flit around his soft gaps, and
You said it, not me.
I couldn't find a better way. It made everything worse. And yeah, he wears clothes like a normal person, and like has dark brown pants and a dark blue tunic, and yeah, he's just there like, hello.
Orc would immediately stand up and tower over you somewhat, and then kind of just like bend down almost at a perfect 90-degree angle.
Oh,
What are you?
I
What
am.
sort of mage awoken you?
My parents. I am a hedge.
These fireflies. Orc will try to catch some of them.
I don't think they're corporeal
They're
to
not
anybody but the
tangible,
Helvig.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you bring me here?
No, I would take my note. It looks like
Ah,
yours.
yes.
I handed it to him, like, meh.
I'll summon Gladstone, my owl familiar, who will just appear and looks very tired. And Oric will just sort of look at Helvig and say, oh, I suppose we should look around. Perhaps there's more.
Yeah, I was following the arrow thingy, and I asked the worm if this was the afterlife, but it wasn't sure.
I was going to say, AJ points out a valid thing. He has a tiny strig on his shoulder, Helvig.
I don't want to be rude, but maybe it was like his
It's also
servant or
naked.
something. I very much don't want to be rude. I don't look at it ever. I see that it's a naked strig thing, and I'm just like,
Ooh, cool. All right. So this is kind of fun. V and Tig, you also encounter each other. V, sort of probably grumpily squelching through along a muddy path, encounters an elf hugging a tree. The elf appears to have an arm that is made of a tree. And she is, I think Tig is like 8 foot.
Yeah, 8 feet tall.
With wooden antlers, and she may not have noticed yet, but she is wearing a birthday hat. And very little else.
Yeah.
She probably also, maybe somewhere on her person, has a piece of paper similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna stop in her tracks and then just slowly back behind the nearest tree and just peer out and just try and make a mental calculation as to whether this is a danger to her or not.
Oh,
We're in a swamp,
potentially,
right?
definitely. Yes.
What's the... Am I sloshing around in water?
No, there's sort of dry land and wet land. You could be on dry land if you want to be.
Are there flowers, patches anywhere by any
Not
chance?
many flowers. There's a lot of flora, but not a lot of flowering plants.
I'll
Most of
settle
it's
for a patch of moss.
yeah. There's plenty of that.
Awesome. I'm gonna find the nearest, biggest patch of moss and just like catnip into it.
Sure, you do that. She does that.
Roll around. Sun, like snow angel in it.
V's gonna step out from behind her tree and clear her throat.
Hi.
Is there any chance you are Dr. Delots?
Tig?
Does Tig mean yes or no?
Tig. We go?
Can I see her piece of paper that she's holding?
Yeah.
Probably not. I was
It
gonna
might
say
be-
I ate it.
No, then. No, you can't.
I'm just kind of hold my note up and do that.
Crunchy word man voice.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go this way. Don't touch me. And I'm just
You
gonna
go this
follow
way?
the arrow off.
You go too? I'm just gonna follow it. Like, you go too?
Yep, I'm going this way.
Yeah, Take go too.
If you must.
Take got arrow pointing. We go.
Cool.
We
You do.
friends.
Well, if you have an aversion to touching, you're all out there being animal wrangling. Okay. Sloop, in your eagerness to follow the arrow, you don't notice until you get quite close to it. You hear a rustling in the vegetation behind you. Turning to look, you come face to more with a small creature about the size of a house cat, with a comparatively large, slavering set of fangs, which hinge horizontally from its mouth and would seem to overlap its smaller jaws, which work in a more conventional way. Its body is, so you've got sort of a mrah and mrah at the same time. Its body is armored in plates of overlapping chitin, the color of wet mud, which between which you can see softer flesh of a dark green hue. It has strong-looking forelimbs that end in a pair of claws, and its rear is a trio of lashing tentacles ending in nasty little barbs. Possibly the most distressing thing about its appearance, however, is the trio of red eyes set vertically into the center line of its upper carapace, through which it observes you while saliva drips from its gaping maw. Can you please roll me a wisdom save?
Uh-oh.
Just
Little fella's not too wide.
Nailed it.
Oh, nat
What
20.
we're describing.
Nailed it.
Would we like to use the 19 or the 0?
No, you're good with the 19. If you got the 0, bad things would happen. You feel you can almost, it's hard to say because you don't understand the language, but you definitely hear in your head a it's sort of like a gasping of the grave sign of the noise of and you feel it is trying to compel you to pick up the creature, pet it, and carry it home. But it is not strong enough to overcome your innate sense of nope. What do you do?
Sloop would draw his rapier and sort of take a playful step back, kind of waving it in front of it, and just saying, "Oh, my friend! So this is the stage of the adventure we are at, is it? We shall stand off as enemies."
It immediately hisses, and its claws go wide, and its tail springs up into a ready to strike position. And it looks like it's getting ready to sort of throw itself at you and attack you. You would have a couple of seconds tops.
Okay, so we're in a swamp, lots of vines hanging from the tree, perhaps?
Sure, I'll allow it.
So I would like to roll next to the creature and use... I'm a thief rogue, so I can use a bonus action sleight of hand. Can I try to tie a vine, like, around its back legs?
Ooh, yes, you may. It doesn't have legs. It's got, like, tentacles, but yes.
Oh, tentacles, okay. Yeah, then just kind of around center mass.
Sure. Yes, sleight of hand, mate. Ooh, yeah, you do. Yeah, that's enough. Just enough. I'll allow it. You have wrestled yourself a little thing.
So that
whip that around it, so it's sort of restrained now. It's tied in place. It's now trying to sort of nom its way out, but it's very much restrained at the moment.
So then for my action, I'm going to reach into a little dragon scale bag at his side and pull out a dragon tooth bomb. And I'm going to throw it up into the tree hopefully to the branch that these vines are attached to, with the intention of like breaking it so that it just hauls it up into the tree and away from me.
Sure. Love it. Love everything about it. Okay, make me a dragon bomb attack, I guess.
Okay, so I think that I'll just use my short bow. Oh, that's a 9.
It explodes. Basically, I would say what happens is that the branch collapses down upon you and it. So, make me a dex save to sort of dodge out of the way. Yeah, that's enough. It is, however, restrained, so it gets a branch covered in vines land on it. So I'll do it some falling damage. It takes 3 falling damage. It doesn't appear to have been a bit of ichor leaks out from between its the plates of its carapace, but it's still snapping at you and trying to. It's now thrashing quite violently, trying to free itself.
And then, kind of stepping back and like looking at that branch that fell down and says, "I still don't understand how these work. That would have been great, though. You are clearly outmatched, my friend." And then I'll run away.
You do that. You do that. Cool. You get maybe 300 feet before you run into Tig and V.
V has the expression of a person whose child has been asking questions for the last 20 minutes. And they are this close. This close.
This much taller.
And what questions have Tig been asking for the last 20 minutes?
we friends now? We friends now. And we both elf type thing.
A flamboyantly dressed kobold walks across your path.
How big is he?
Yeah. I think he explodes out of the bushes, like with his sword drawn, holding out the compass in front of him.
A spear tackle.
He's like 3'6".
You are spear tackled by a giant elf. Make a non-armed attack, Tig. I think it's quite high.
Oh, I haven't done this in a long time.
Oh.
Roll D20.
19. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that beats Sloop's AC, particularly if he's not expecting it. In fairness to him, who would be expecting
Who sees that coming?
Well, an 8-foot-tall half-ent basically just spear tackles him to the ground, and Sloop, you are now covered mostly in Tig.
And Sloop is just like, sneak attack! Get off of me! And is just trying to like push and squirm.
V's gonna wander over and like bend over and be like, "Is there any chance that you are Dr. Delots?"
No. What? Get your tree off of me.
It's not my tree. You'll have to ask it.
Tree?
Tig!
I think
Tig.
that's its name.
Oh.
That's all I got.
Hello, Tig. I am Sloop Brinescale. Please release me.
Okay. And I stand him up, brush his hat off, pick it up, smack it a few times, and then gently place it back on top.
It is upside down, but otherwise it's on your head.
We friends now?
Sure.
I go shake his head.
Sloop does kind of like a big needless flourish. His hat falls off again. He quickly puts it back on and then shakes your hand.
The enormous ent hand tipped with silver claws engulfs probably the lower half of your arm, and your whole body is probably shaken, I would say. And then I'm going to just to move things along. You make your way squelchily through the bayou until you come across another group of adventurers just across the bridge from a bizarre-looking wooden structure. Somewhere between a fishing shack and a wizard's tower, this ramshackle agglomeration of driftwood sits precariously on a muddy bluff with portions of its outer areas hanging out over the watercourse on stilts. 2 to 3 stories tall, it is possessed of more than a dozen chimneys. This is clearly where your notepus has been leading you. The narrow bridge leads to the front door. What do you do?
I'm gonna go stride up and bang on the door.
Very well. Yeah, you also meet Helvig and Auric.
It's like they're not even there.
I'm gonna go up to Helvig and just lean over him and pat him gently on his head.
Hello.
Hi.
You're tall.
You tiny tribe?
Yes.
They protect you?
Pig?
Tick.
Okay.
Tiny tribe.
Okay.
Okay. Shiny.
Yes, very. And spiky.
I keep
all right.
not trying to look at the
mostly naked
familiar.
people. Yeah.
It's so controversial.
It's a brave choice.
Yeah. I respect it.
Tig is clothed over the important bits, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the owl, Oryx owl familiar.
Yeah,
I go look
just
at it.
Give it pants.
Yeah. Yeah, Auric, how do you react to the others? At all?
Auric would be, I imagine he would have been following Helvig like deeply in the books and not really paying attention. Upon seeing Tig, he would probably, similarly to before, peek his eyes over the binding of his book. What are you?
Went a little quiet there.
Tig is going for a walk.
Tig. A Tig. I've never heard of a Tig.
The best
day, then.
thing about being a Tig is it's just me.
Excellent work. All right. A door, V, you bang on the door probably several times because you really desire entrance. Sloop, do the presence of two elves, additional to the elf and the hedgehog you've met before, do anything to arouse anything more, or now you're just excited to get where you're going?
I think Sloop is equally torn between the very, very fancy elf who doesn't seem to be paying attention to much and his magic compass, as both of them tend to lead him to lots of new shiny things. But I think maybe getting closer to Auric, like he fully like cracks his knuckles and gets ready to like go over and lift some stuff off of Auric, but then seeing the paper in his hands, he just kind of says, "Well, look at us, a jolly group. All together now, I suppose. This will be some sort of, Brigands Alliance, all of us. Getting as far as we can without backstabbing each other, and then one by one, we will be cast out."
What?
From inside the door, V, you hear a voice say, "Yes, come in."
I'm gonna try the door handle.
It is open.
I'm gonna just.
You do that. The inside of the house is a pretty different deal to the outside. Neat and well put together as the outside was rickety, which isn't to say it's not jumbled. It's actually a very Auric-y kind of place. The good doctor is clearly a hard-working person, but has plenty of projects on the go. In one corner is a collection of vials and jars, all bubbling away over a small flame, linked together with tubes, the liquids inside giving off various gases, sounds, and luminescences. Another area is given over to a library, several tables, small tables creaking under the weight of tomes upon them, and 3 huge bookcases totter under similar loads. Yet another space is set aside for biological dissection, and is the only part of the building with a tiled floor. The main feature being a gleaming metal bench and several jars filled with pickled creatures. Interspace between the work areas are multiple fireplaces, all roaring away, quite homey spaces, which would not look out of place in a more humble cottage, a kitchen and a bedchamber. While there are very few walls, there are several staircases, as the areas tend to not match up in elevation very well. The whole thing is laid out like the person building it just sort of took all the things that you need to make a home, a workshop, a library, and a chemical testing facility, and then jammed them all together in a predetermined exterior with little regard for form, functionality, and even geometry. So a voice calls out from deeper within as you enter. Hello, with you in a tick. Just need to get back here, you wretched thing. And you hear a skittering sound and a couple of loud clunks as a pile of books collapses about 20 feet up and half a balcony away from you. And then the head of a bronze dragonborn woman appears, surprisingly far from where the noises were as well, followed by the rest of her, and a nasty-looking little creature held in her right claw. Sloop, it looks not unlike the thing that you dropped a tree on. She is clad in a functional-looking grey robe, a smock, and oddly, her horns seem to have been replaced with the vials of a bright green liquid and protrude back from her skull like a frill. She wrestles the scrabbling thing in her arms back into a stout-looking cage and slams the door. There! Ah, I'm glad you accepted my invitation. Welcome. I am Dr. Dulotz.
And before she can say anything else, V's gonna dramatically flick her cloak back, revealing what could best be described as a bandolier of throwing knives. But every knife at the end where the hilt is has a ball inscribed with runes on it. And she's going to pull out the top one. And what is the floor made of?
Wood, mostly.
Wood. All right. And she's going to flick it point downwards into the floor. And go, go, Gadget Brian!
You do that, and the knife embeds itself in the floor, and then there is a puff of, I'm going to say purple smoke. And when the purple smoke clears, there is describe the thing that's there, V.
Suddenly materialized in the middle of this strange room is a 6-foot-tall scarecrow. He is roughly made of branches and what would have once been a hessian sack. He has crude eyes sewn on, and hay sticks out of several holes. He has long claws at the end of each hand, and he stands menacingly just over where the throwing knife embedded itself in the floor. And V will look at what she has assumed. She said she was Dr. Dulotz, didn't she?
Yep.
So there's no assumption there. She's going to look at Dr. Dulotz and say, I had been hiding in that cupboard for 4 hours for the perfect moment, and now I'm in a swamp that smells like shit. So, I would like an explanation really quick. O'Brien here is going to explain to you the meaning of pain.
Oh, there's no need for that. When you get sent back, you'll be right back where you started.
No time passed?
No time passed.
Yes!
I have it on good authority. Heliana swore to it.
I don't remember what I did last.
I don't know.
Great. Okay.
Right. Well, you better start explaining what I'm doing here very quickly before
I have a
I
job for you.
get any more annoyed.
Fair enough. Come in, please. Would you care for tea?
Snack?
A snack, yes. I believe I can service most of your dietary requirements.
Go to the dissection room.
I assumed that you would. On the table in there is a mostly dismantled alligator.
Cool. I grab it.
Yeah. One of the legs comes off upsettingly easily. Oh, yes. Mind out for Felix.
Snacks?
Yes.
Felix
You're welcome
snack?
to it. That's Felix snack, yes. And Master Brian Scale, Mr. Auric, sir, tea, Mr. Helvig. Mr. Dewpoint, isn't it, I believe?
Yeah, that's right.
I shall come to the chase. I am researching here in this lovely swamp. And as you may have noticed, there are a few interesting bioforms within the swamp. And then she holds up the cage and rattles it a bit, like this chap, and then throws it over her shoulder because she doesn't like it. And she says, most of them caused by a denizen of the swamp. They create new forms. And I'm intrigued as to how. However, it is a rather dangerous thing, and my research assistants of late have started going missing. So, I solved the problem by contacting the hunt mistress Heliana herself, asking for 5 of her finest adventurers, and they came and slew the beast. But they didn't do a particularly good job of it, which is why you're here. The fearsome 5 were very fearsome. They brought me back some bits to prove that they'd done the job. However, the aboleth seems to have, not be gone, because obviously things have only gotten worse. I've lost more research assistants. The Swallybogs swear that God is still alive. And generally, yes, I'd rather you slew it. Yes, Mr. Helvig.
What's an abode?
Oh, it's a large creature inimical to the inherent to the swamp. Its name is Xfol. Can't really pronounce it properly. It's got an L between the S and the K, and I can't wrap my tongue around it. Yes, it's called a Xfol. Its name is Xfol, the Broodmother, and it generally it's got a load of minions. You may have encountered 1 or 2. This is a broodling. Just don't let them gang up on you in large numbers. That's when they get really dangerous. 1s and 2s, not a problem. Shouldn't be fine. So yes, I can offer a sum of 3,000 gold pieces for the successful slaying of the beast. And any bits that you manage to acquire, I will happily, as an added bonus, craft into useful things for you.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick tip. Next time you're dragging people into the middle of a swamp with no warning, lead with the 3,000 gold pieces.
Apologies, I had no control over where you arrived. It was a general area only was all the best Heliana could do, I'm afraid. Something to do with the fact that you were all coming from different planes.
Brian, go sit down.
Brian goes to a nearest armchair and sits down politely, like arms across his lap, one leg, sort of his legs crossed, and just sort of waits, its head slightly ticking to the sound of a clock. Tea, and she serves up tea for anybody who wants it.
Yes,
yeah.
offer some tea.
Mr. Dewpoint, are you all right? You seem a little bit stressed.
So it's 3,000 gold?
We'll get divided equally. I'm afraid I can't swing to 3,000 each, but 600
okay.
is still quite a large sum, I believe.
Yes, that's significantly less. Thank you. Oh.
Yes, Mr. Gariel.
Oh, it's a she. I hadn't actually worked that out.
Tick doesn't use gold.
Dibs.
No, you are soup, not dibs. Can Tick give shiny flat gold thingies to tiny tribe?
Yes, you do. You could do whatever you like with them. You may give it to Master Helvig if you wish.
No,
presumably that's who
please.
you're pointing at.
A sloop, was it? I gotta slowly turn.
If you want them.
I think Sloop wants them.
Okay,
Yes.
Soup, you have gold.
Amazing! This is great. We don't even need to betray each other. I'm already getting shares. This is incredible.
No, Tick destroy you if you be bad, but it's okay. I trust you.
Okay.
V's gonna turn back to the Dr. Delots and be like, could you explain to me what the hell that is?
What are you pointing at now?
Tig.
Oh, I believe Mistress Tagariel had an incident with a lost arm and a large awakened tree, possibly an ent, I'm not entirely certain, who donated one to replace the one she lost. You are not the only person here, Miss V, who has seen some shit, I believe the term is.
I don't know about seen some shit, I've stolen some shit.
Yes, I believe Mr. Brinescale is also with you on that part. Mr. Auric, how do you feel on the subject? Are you up for it?
Well, I'm more curious about the different experiments you have going on in here, how you brought us here. I'm not much concerned with monsters, but I suppose if it perhaps can gain me access to some of your goods here, I'd be more than happy.
Well, actually, I had a point on that. You see, I haven't just thought of, well, I used 5 adventurers last time. They seemed to do the job, but actually turns out they failed. So I'm just going to repeat the exercise and hope for a better result the second time around. I thought it through, you see. My plan is, given that the last lot failed, I suspect the reason is it needs some deeper insights into how the creature works. So I propose the following plan. You lot go out, hunt down one of its mature broodlings, a larger version of one of these little fellows. Throws it away again. There won't be too many left over after the last 5 gave it a thrashing, so because it won't have had a chance to build up its biomass reserves yet. Slay the thing, bring it here, or at least a good bit, all the good bits back for dissection, and then once we have that, we can have a look at what we're dealing with. And then I can help you get the drop on Stol and maybe make you some couple of useful items to help you out in the task, which would, of course, then be allowed to keep afterwards. How does that sound?
Okay.
Sounds lovely.
So we need to bring you back a bigger one of those.
It should be about the size of your average cart horse.
Does it have to be alive?
Nope. Probably
Okay.
better dead. If you don't kill it, I'll have to, because I have to take all the bits apart.
Oh no,
Of
tick.
course. I'm very excited to see
Tick
these
play?
experiments.
Yeah, and then you're
Um,
gonna do some biomaths, right?
I will be doing some biomancy, and Mr. Auric is very welcome to look in. I do love sharing my
I do.
knowledge with other intellectuals.
This is where Auric learns to experiment on things.
Oh no.
Excellent.
This is where he learns his love of experimenting.
Can I chase after the thing that she threw away?
Oh no, it's still in a cage.
Oh, it's in a cage?
Yeah, she's not letting that thing run around her house.
Oh, fabulous.
She's
Can I
just
pick up
not
the
being
cage and
gentle
just-
with it.
Can I
You
pick
may.
up the cage and just shake it vigorously?
Yep.
Like I
Yep,
did
you
with
do that.
the
It squeals.
snowball?
It makes a very high-pitched squealing noise.
Do these things have weaknesses?
Well, hopefully you would find that out. I can tell you a few bits and pieces. Firstly, broodlings, not particularly strong individually, but in large numbers they can be quite dangerous. They also have some ability to control one's mind. Again, this multiplies the larger number of them there are. They have a telepathic link, you see. So individually, it's not particularly hard to resist them, but the more of them there are, it scales on a fairly parabolic way.
So what
these-
I'm hearing is find one on its own
Yes.
and kill it quickly.
Well,
Okay, smack it on the floor a few times.
make me a single attack with arm.
Oh.
It's more for the damage I'm looking for, really. You definitely hit the floor with the cage. Roll damage, please. Yeah, you kill it.
Oh my god.
You throw the cage at the floor, and the impact force is more than enough to just. It sort of pancakes. You just sort of ditch it at the floor, and.
Are
She
there
goes-
weaknesses?
They are not particularly resilient to being bludgeoned to death with floorboards. Who knew?
Yay!
Well done, Tigariel. Beyond that, their carapace is quite tough, not particularly but relatively, there are plenty of squishy bits about them. They have a nasty bite. And she pulls back a sleeve to demonstrate. But nothing too infectious. Larger ones, I can't say yay or nay on that, however. The other major point is the swamp is said to be cursed. Now, I don't normally hold with such hocus pocus, but the swamp curse is said to be capable of plucking men from boats, and untold horrors are in the water below. Look, I've lived in the swamp for many, many years, and I've almost never been swamped in my boat. But many a warrior laden with heavy armor do. If you can swim, not a problem. And none of you are wearing heavy armor, except Mr. Helvig, who unfortunately cannot divest himself of it. So, you'll probably just find walking in the water easier because you're weighed down. Just don't go swimming. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, yes, the Swallybogs. Native tribe inhabiting the swamp, not very friendly, rather gullible creatures. Not bad in and of themselves. I've had a few as research assistants, but they worship almost anybody who's capable of organizing a pit up in a brewery. Decent enough creatures, bright to a degree, but highly gullible. There's something about their mental processes. They simply cannot lie. So they just can't get their heads around the concept intellectually. So they can't fathom that anybody else ever would or could. So anything you tell them, they believe completely. And if something comes along and says, I'm a god, by the way, and look, I can organize things, they go, oh, marvelous. Well, please organize our entire society for us, would you? And it would appear Xval did that a long time ago and has proceeded to do so pretty much ongoingly from then.
So what you're telling me is that if we bump into them, there's a very good chance they'll do whatever we tell them to.
Unless they're already acting on the instructions of Xval. Right. One god doesn't trump another. Well, you rarely get a chance to try. Yes, Tig.
What about Tig?
What about Tig?
Could rest of Tig do it?
You mean the tree? Be a god?
Well, yeah.
Probably. Is he around?
Starts looking under the tablecloths.
I was to understand the tree that gave you your arm is back in Tariel.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not here then. No, it wouldn't do you any good, sadly. Well, my friends, she finishes her cup of tea and says, I don't suppose, do you have any further questions?
So basically, we have to cross the cursed swamp.
Yes.
Find a large but solo broodling, kill it, and bring it back here. And if we encounter any of the locals, we just have to convince them we're a god.
You put it very succinctly, my dear. I expect finding it won't be too difficult. Skval is currently, I imagine it is rebuilding itself. It's a deeply different aboleth to most of the beasts of its type. So it is using the biomass that is gathering from the swamp to regenerate itself. So I imagine what most of its broodlings will be out doing is gathering said biomass. So what I expect is that any larger broodlings will be out coordinating the actions of the smaller ones, and any other sort of things that they have bewitched or bamboozled or confused or in other ways made to do their bidding. So I would have thought one or more may find you, but they seem to have some power over the native fauna. So if you like, you could keep your eyes peeled for animals or creatures all gravitating in a particular direction. Follow that, and bingo bango, there's your boyo. Or girlo. Actually, I haven't managed to gender them yet.
Okay.
Sounds simple enough to me.
Yes, Mr. Helvig.
Does our magic work here the same as back home?
I believe so. Do you want to give it a try? Probably not inside, but...
Okay. I kind of waddle towards a window.
Yep.
If there is one.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Let's just go. Come on, everyone.
Yeah, you shoot out a perfectly serviceable Eldritch Blast. Fireflies go out, hit a tree, come back. They don't appear to hurt the tree, but I don't think that was what you were intending.
No.
Can I try and turn one of the fires in the room purple?
Yes, you do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know who you people are, but if you want to help me come kill a weird thing for money, we can make that work.
Yeah, I think people back home need money.
I tell you what, I'll give you one final thing to sweeten the deal just a little bit more. Once you've done the job and killed the beast, I'll take you all for a drink at the Loot Tavern. How about that?
Yes.
Heliana would probably like to meet you herself. She's expressed an interest, and then she can send you straight home afterwards.
Why do I feel like Tig would have done it for a thank you?
Tig do almost anything for ale.
Cool.
Right.
Alrighty. So, right. Well, with her best wishes, Dr. Dulot sends you on her way. On your way, rather. She said, she says, oh, by the way, there will be lots of things to harvest from the creature that you slay. I suggest, if nothing else, you bring back a pheromone sac or pouch or gland. That will help us locate its parent. Anything else you happen to bring, I can make things out of. If you give me some tentacles, a couple of tentacles, and a suitable hide, I could build you an item that would assist you in breathing underwater and provide you sort of extra attacks and things. That's rather neat. There is a prosthesis I can manufacture if you bring back a suitable egg sac and some mucus. And she actually gets out a suitcase. It's like a small suitcase of various jars and harvesting implements. She says, you may want that if you don't have any. And the third one is, this one might interest you, Auric, a book that stores the user's memory and even channels the memory of the donor of the parts. For that, 3 eyes and a pouch of teeth would do. On top of the pheromone sac, which will be used to make a finding compass thing. Very well.
Just to be clear, dragging the carcass back is an option too, right?
Oh, you could if you like. The longer it stays dead, the less the thing stays magical. Faster is better.
Very good. Point us to our vessel.
Very well. She doesn't actually appear to have a boat. So she points you in the direction. She said, most of the disappearances have been over there.
Tig goes.
Tig goes.
Yeah, sloop as well.
Very well. Fee, do you and Brian go?
I'm going to put Brian back in his ball. I'm just going to give him kind of a... And he just
pick up the knife.
disappears. I'm going to put the knife back on my bandolier.
Yeah. So you have 3 knives on the bandolier at the moment. Only one of them glistens to anybody else who sees. The other 2 seem a little bit less magical.
I leave without saying goodbye.
Sure. How big?
Okay, we're off.
Poor old Helvig.
Bye.
And Auric follows head in a book.
Absolutely.
Marvelous. All right. So, marching order. Sloop and Tig, V, Helvig, Auric. Very well.
I would have
I'd probably be further, like in Humblewood, be
You're the
inclined
back.
to be at
Yeah,
the
you're
back
the rear
because of my
guard.
spines.
So you and Auric walking side by side. And possibly, I think after a little while, Helvig, you'll determine that without anybody telling them to, the others will just leave him behind. So you say, wait up, but don't actually speed up. And they are forced to slow down to sort of keep pace. Cool. So you would be walking for a little bit over an hour. What sort of methodology, Sloop, Tig, V, you're the ones up in the front, would you be using to locate this creature?
Well, the Dragonborn mentioned that nature was drawn to it. The biomass was drawn to it.
Yep.
So I will be scanning the surrounding swamp for any signs of particularly dense greenery.
Yeah.
The path of most resistance to my annoyance.
Sure. Okay, sure. Yeah, can you make a perception check, V, and anybody else who wants to, really?
Auric would have Gladstone 100 feet ahead.
Oh, sure.
Doing the perception for him because he's
Very
reading
well.
his book.
Okay, V, a 10.
I'm like, what a hero as I see the owl fly forward.
Tig,
The brave soul.
17. So Tig is, what is Tig looking for? Tig, can you describe to me what you are perceiving for?
I'm actually searching for, probably for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be, while we walk, beginning the ritual to speak with animals.
Very well.
And I'm basically on the hunt for any creature that I know would have reasonable intelligence or instinct enough for me to get something from them. So
Very
not
well.
an earthworm, but maybe a bee.
Sure. You actually find an alligator. You find an alligator that is sort of sitting half in, half out of the water. Its skin and what you notice, and Sean, Auric, you would also notice, actually, V, you would all spot the alligator. Tig, you would notice, and Auric, with your 20, you would notice some large yellow lumps on its back. Its scales are not just sort of the tough looking scales of an alligator, but on its back, they appear to have, you know how they tend to be like large sort of square scales? These all appear to have turned into small soft sacs instead, about the size of a mobile phone. Look like they look fairly opaque, nasty yellow, sort of looks to be viscousy fluid inside them. There appears to be about 3 dozen hanging off the back of this creature, and it is just submerged enough so that they're all floating. It would appear that it has done this deliberately because it's uncomfortable to have them just lying on its back. And where everything that's under the water looks pretty comfortable, it looks fine, but the skin of its body that is out of the water is cracked and gnarled and looks really like patchy. Almost a couple of bits of it almost seem to be flaking off. It looks quite uncomfortable. Yeah. And it's sunning itself.
Is it just me, or does that alligator look wrong?
He is to be suffering from some sort of ailment, potentially parasitic in nature.
Are you ill? I say to it.
Oh yeah, you can talk to just anything, can't you? Yeah. It's actually a large creature, so yes, you totally can. Tig, you can understand this conversation. It goes, so...
Sure. I kind of waddle closer.
iPhone, Spina. Yeah, it doesn't even respond. It looks like it gives off this very tired vibe.
Oh. What happened?
Pain.
I'm going to whisper to either Sloop or Auric, whoever's closest. If he gets eaten, I'm going to die laughing.
If he gets eaten, the alligator will die with loads of pointy spikes.
Exactly.
I'm going to get down onto the ground and sort of like crawl over like this, so I'm like eye level
with
the
it.
Gator. And
You
sort of-
notice, Tig, its eyes are milky yellow. It doesn't appear to be able to see out of them super well. It's like cataracts.
Okay. Hi. I'm Tig. you're uncomfy. What hurt you?
Back hurts.
Tig, try to fix. If you tell Tig what did it.
It says many sick. Not no.
Oh. I turn to the rest of everyone. It says that there's many that are sick and it doesn't know.
It doesn't know what made sick.
Yeah.
Well, she was talking about egg sacs and like spawn and mucus. Would it be a reasonable assumption that those are some combination or one of the above?
Tig, do you still have the leg?
Oh God, yeah. Like I snack for days, man.
I was just wondering how much of it is still left.
Probably like the ankle down. I saved the toes and fingers for last, remember?
Sure. You would notice that the skin on this foot is similar to the crocodile, to the alligator's skin, out of the water.
Take try fix.
With what?
You could try puncturing them like a blister.
Oh.
No?
What if?
No,
What if I
then
said
goes
it?
in water, and then he get more sick fast from drinking water, and that's bad.
What
He's
if
smart?
fire?
I think Sloop would make his way
Light some
up to
fire.
this gator.
Yeah.
And kind of like bending down, just with this sad look on his face, kind of like,
Oh, old one, you have seen much and done much. You are in great pain. I'm sorry to see it. May your scales harden once again.
and he's going to reach into his bag and take out this salve and start spreading it gently over the cracked parts of its scales and onto the blisters on its back.
Sure. What does the salve do?
It heals them for 2d8.
Oh.
Oh
Oh.
my
17.
God.
That's cool. Yeah, 17.
Dope.
Without knowing exactly what it does, I can't tell if this would.
It
Sloop,
just
can you
says
make
heal.
me a medicine check
Yeah.
as well? Oh, great. Oh, we've got another bright one in the party. Great. Okay.
Oof.
I don't know
Yeah.
how this works, but sometimes it makes me feel better, and I hope it does the same for you, old one.
It does appear on the cracked and blistered skin out of the water. It does appear to have worked, and the skin looks much smoother and younger. But everything below the waterline doesn't appear to be affected. But the alligator does express gratitude. You hear it go, "Ah, better. Thank."
Yeah,
Not-
and it's just making noises, and I'm kind of looking at the
I-
people who
I
understand.
I'm gonna
translate.
lean over like.
Oh,
I
very
translate
Not-
literally what I hear.
It says, "Not eat youngling."
It like you.
Not eat youngly.
Helvig, he's implying he's not going to eat Sloop.
Yeah, but I say that to Sloop in a question mark.
Ah, well, yes. I suppose I have bought myself some favor. Maybe this deal will not last, but these waters are fouled. We should, perhaps when we destroy this creature, smart one.
And pointing at Auric.
Is this monster what is doing this?
Well, I imagine so. I imagine these broodlings infect these creatures in order to create the biomass necessary for their progeny to reform. It's a theory, of course, a hypothesis. I'm sure we'll see it true.
Do not like these waters. They are too still and thick. You cannot see through them. No waves, no wind. It is unnatural.
And stinky.
The alligator does say, avoid yellow water.
Like pee.
Thicker.
Oh,
What was that?
thicker.
Don't go in.
Yellow
Um,
thick water.
I
yeah.
don't think I would have anyway, but thanks for the
No-brainer
tip.
for
Yeah,
this guy here.
don't go in snotty pool.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay, deal. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So since you're having a conversation with this alligator, do you want to ask it which way we should go? Maybe ask which way the bad stuff is. That's usually a good sign, right?
It didn't
It
know.
didn't know.
It re-clarified. Well, it doesn't understand B, but it
I
could.
asked the question again.
Yeah, it re-clarifies. It seems able to think and talk a little bit clearer now, and it says, "I not feel the pull.
Oh,
I strong."
apparently it doesn't feel the pull anymore.
Oh, I suppose
Very
the
strong.
broodlings' mind controlling or creature controlling abilities have been reduced upon this creature in some way.
Well, if an alligator can resist it, that bodes very well for the rest of us. Except maybe you. Who would be smaller, Helvig or Sloop?
I'm 3'7".
Yeah, so we're pretty much the same with my hat on.
Oh no.
I think
Well, I'll
Helvig
point
is
at
more
Sloop
mass.
because Helvig is covered in silver spikes and is therefore
Yeah.
just a tiny bit more badass.
I love that Helvig could be described as many things, but not badass.
The curse of 22 AC.
I'm gonna go to Auric and just with normal arm pat him on the shoulder. Excuse me. How? Two things. How does Tig say name? And how does Tig where are we going?
First question. Auric. Name.
Okay. Ulik.
Rick. Or as in oars of a boat.
R.
Ick.
Arik.
Close. Much
I think you
closer.
should just call him Ick, personally.
Icky!
Hey, we got there.
Icky! Okay, Icky,
Fair enough.
so alligator too strong, like Tig. So we go find weakling
Yes.
and they tell us where to go.
Correct.
Does smart bookman Icky wanna get
Icky.
the little bag for the glass jar?
Little bag for the glass jar.
The alligator.
Oh, the pustules?
Yeah.
I suppose we could try to harvest them.
You
Well,
can try.
I'm standing back while you do that.
Well, Tig, thought we could have a hot knife and cut.
It's not a terrible
So-
idea.
There are rules for thing, bits harvesting.
And Tig doesn't know him, so okay.
No.
Oh,
So
dude,
this
hell.
is the deal, and it's actually you aren't a bad pair to do it as well. So the way harvesting bits works is you both make Arcana checks. However, one person is the assessor and one person is the harvester. The assessor makes an Arcana check with their Arcana, with their intelligence modifier, and the other makes an Arcana check with their dexterity modifier. So if you're proficient in Arcana, then you get to add that, but otherwise it's just a dex check. So Tig and Auric, if you want to attempt to harvest some of these egg sacs, you can attempt to harvest egg sacs. And yep.
I'll be the Dexy baby.
You make the Dexy check, and
Smart boy.
Auric can be the smart boy.
So just a Dex check.
Yes, please.
Oh!
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Tig!
Between you, 43. So yeah, basically what it is each element has a DC. The more elements you are trying to harvest, the higher the DC gets. You roll and you add the two scores together, and that's your total. The broodling sac, which is what you've managed to harvest, has a DC of 15. So, but there is only one set of sacs on the back of this alligator, so that's what you get. Congratulations, you have one set of broodling sacs.
Oh, just what I've always wanted. Broodling sags. Like they don't explode and like ooze mucus everywhere, do they?
Well, actually, one of them, Tig, you managed to get 4 or 5 before the alligator starts to take it personal. It just sort of it when you start, it starts like it at first it goes. It actually seems to be like, oh, that's actually better. Like when you burst a pimple, and it's like ow 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 ow. Oh, actually, no, that's actually a bit better. But after the 4th or 5th, you hear it go, stop.
Oh, sorry.
Hurt more than good.
Okay, we stop now.
But on the last one, it's because it probably did that because the last one burst, and out comes a tiny broodling.
Oh, that's gross. Gross.
Grab it.
Yeah, put it in a jar now.
Auric has a jar open.
I just grab the jar from his hand and just cork in the other hand and just.
Yeah, you grab it. It is about
It's either
the length
in there or squished under the lid.
Make a dex check, Tig. You know
Tig's
what? No,
not smart, guys, but she doesn't
Tig. You know
like-
what? You got a crit before. I'll let that carry over.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Because yeah, that's what you benefit from that. You just nail it, and there is now a tiny broodling about the length of a finger in this jar, and it's thrashing around, like trying to get out, and you can see its tiny little mouth parts trying to gnaw its way through the glass.
Is it thrashing in like a particular direction?
No, it's just trying. It can see stuff outside, and it's just trying to get outside. It doesn't get how glass works.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some mud and just like smear it on the outside. Like, okay, now we can't see ugly.
And you can put it in the bag. Is Auric the master of the collection case?
It seems so.
It would appear to be.
Hey, he's tall and smart, and
Cool.
has a strig working for him.
Oh, that was about as disgusting as I was worried it was going to be. Okay. Can we go now?
The alligator says one final thing to Helvig. Others go that way.
Oh,
And sort of gestures with its head. It's the first major movement that it's made. And your help to it has probably been what's allowed it to be able to give even the small amount of physical effort, and gestures down the watercourse.
it says the others went that way, and I point, and my fireflies also come out and replicate my hand like a GPS style, and also point the same way before disappearing. They go that way apparently.
Cool.
Very good.
All right.
Well, we acquire our vessel and then we find our way there.
I don't think we get a vessel, man.
No, too.
I think you're standing on your vessel.
Like to have a vessel.
You want to float? You
I
Probably.
was worried to say yes, but yes.
Okay, and I pick him up and I put him on my shoulder.
Oh,
You
okay,
are
this was
now.
And Helvig, I'll put Helvig on the antlers so he's got something to hold on to. And then it's like, okay.
Given that Tig's strength is 23, I think she's physically capable of doing this. Tig, I want it on record, is not as strong as Tig that you all recall, but she is still fairly freaking tanky.
I'm ready to act like a turret up here by the way and go.
Yeah. This is totally going to be a Merry and Pippin style riding Treebeard situation.
No. What have I done?
You did this. This is your choice. I love that V is the third tallest person in this party.
It's a weird experience.
Okay. Cool. So, you proceed down the water course, Tig acting as a steed-like thing for the two smallest party members. So it would seem that Auric is bringing up the rear, V and Tig are up front, and Sloop and Helvig are in Twig's branches.
Gladstone is 100 feet ahead of us.
Oh, that it is Gladstone. So actually, Gladstone, make a perception check straight up.
Ten.
Yeah. Gladstone.
They actually have advantage. Keen hearing and sight. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Not much, but still a 10.
The turn. Sure. Yes. So Gladstone spots nothing. However, V and Tig, because you're the ones actually doing the walking, or Helvig and Slope, because you're the ones doing the riding from a slightly advantageous eyesight position, choose which ones make the perception check. Tig and V, or Sloop and Helvig?
Probably not Sloop, but Sloop
All right.
is,
I think they
V
should do it.
V and Tig,
Yeah.
the two wood elves, or the two elves with perception advantage. Yeah, you do that.
Yes.
Perception.
Whoa,
Ooh.
double crit.
Wow.
I will double dab for Reese.
Yeah.
So many crits.
Oh my
yeah.
god, you took all the good numbers.
But,
Tig is
Budgeting.
V is walking along in the shadow of a tree.
Trying
just
very
thinking,
hard not to step in anything too disgusting.
how do I get myself into these things? I was just in a cupboard. What's wrong with being in a cupboard? Whoever made a mistake for being in a cupboard? Okay,
Oh no.
Tig, it's probably because you're so attuned with woodland areas and the spaces like this. Things ain't quite right. You pick up that something is not quite right. You can see you're on a narrow piece of marshy outcropping in between two bits of watercourse. And there's something about the ground ahead that's just a little off. It feels like it's not natural. And then you spot some movement in the water. What do? You have a couple of seconds to react to this.
I'm moving back from out of the water onto dry land.
Oh, you were in the
body
water.
What? No.
No, you were on the land. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Stepping back as much as I can right now and keeping everyone behind me.
Very well. Just as you do that, what does it do? A large gate-like structure made of branches and vines swings up, sharpened stakes sticking out from the front of it. And you spotted it, so you don't have to make any dex saves. It sort of springs up. The longest spike is about yay far from your face, or a foot. I could have just said a foot. Yeah, a foot from your face, and we will take a break. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, mesdames and messieurs, dames und herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion to Shadow of the Broodmother. Roll for damage is back, baby. Welcome to our very, very first one-shot Wednesday. So,
Which is a two-shot.
Which is a two-shot because I don't like to do things by halves. So, welcome back to us. We are here. We have the lovely Karen Schlink. We have the lovely Shro Grill. We have the lovely Sean O'Donovan. We have the lovely Mike Fardin. We have the lovely Dan Sowelto. And me, Josh the Pirate. And behind the scenes, we've got the great and marvelous Serum76. We've got our art up there. We've got some characters that you may remember from times long past. And generally speaking, freaking lovely times. And a big-ass pointy gate thing has just sprung up, a nasty trap sort of situation, has sprung up in front of our friends and then fallen over as a pair of swallybugs, which are not swole actually, they're fairly scrawny looking toad guys, sort of holding it up and making it, they pulled it out of the water and you can see them glaring at you. And combat has begun. It's actually, the first ones are the swallybugs. And the swallybugs are gonna take a poke at what this one over here on the left is gonna make a couple of blowgun attacks at Tig.
Oh yeah, I'm on Tig's.
9 and a 12. Probably not so grand.
No.
Tig's AC is a little bit higher than that. And the other ones are going to make a blowgun attack at V, as she is in the lead. 4 and a 21. That
21 will
probably
hit.
V, you take 2 piercing damage and 5 poison damage as this swallybug here shoots you with a sort of a blow dart, a needle with an obviously envenomed tip. Then, V, you can see in the distance a little ways away. I mean, you can all see it, but V can see it because she's interested in this kind of thing. Semi-submerged in the swamp appears to be a large copper alligator situation. But the alligator has badly folded wings on its back. And it roars and drags itself up onto the embankment. V and anybody else who cares to look at it, it is a medium-sized creature. Its legs are a little bit longer than an alligator's. It's got quite a long tail, and it does have wings. However, these wings are covered in parched and cracked skin, and its back is once again heavily laden with little yellow sacs. Its eyes are milky, and it seems in particularly bad shape. It does not look like a happy boy. A happy boy. That wasn't what I was meaning, but it doesn't. It doesn't seem happy at all. And it's growling. It's Tig's turn. Tig, what do you do? What do you do with this information?
I'm on Tig, like.
You two stay here or get down, cause Tig go play.
Play on,
I go down.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I stay.
Helvig leaps off. Oh, you stay too. Okay.
I stay.
Okay, hold on tight. And I'm gonna just go for the nearest thing.
Which is Swallybug. One of the probably the one that shot you.
Yeah, which one shot at me?
This boy here.
Yeah, I'm gonna... You know what? Let me just check something, because it's been a long while since I've played Tig. I'm not sure if I can rage.
Yeah, you can.
I can?
Yeah.
Fabulous. It's good to be back. I would like to rage.
You enter a barbarian rage as a bonus action. You do that.
Great. And I'm going to charge full on at this Wallybug and prepare to bludgeon him with my arm. Just kebab.
You do that. And the boys cling on for dear life.
Yeah, the boys.
The boys.
Alright.
The boys!
Oh, shit.
Oh!
That's a 30 to hit. That's all right. Is that 3 crits in a row, Tig?
Yeah.
All right.
Tig's
We'll
back.
roll them bones. Oh dear God, this is gonna be short. All right, 23 plus some rage damage as well.
Like the spine comes out through the front. The rest is just dust, like red mist, and I'm just like.
It's actually a yellowy mist, so the swallybugs are about 5.5 foot tall, and it's now only about 3.5 foot tall. It's now a little shorter than Helvig, as its spine seems to shoot out of its pelvis. And it begins to seep a sort of nasty yellow mucus into the water around it.
Great.
As it explosively decompresses.
Great. I mean, I suppose that's it. No, I get another action.
Another attack.
You do have an extra attack.
Sweet. With my second attack, I'm going to yeet any remainders of said Wally was
Sure.
at the next closest one.
The other one?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Make an attack. This I'll say you can. It's not really an arm attack. It's a throw attack, but
So Dex.
yeah, you're just a dex check. Yeah.
Improvised weapon, throwing your one
Are you
enemy at
proficient with
another
the
enemy.
corpses of your enemies? I think Tig would be proficient
I
with the corpses.
Because I don't
Yeah,
use weapons.
that'll do it. Yeah. So roll me a d6, Tig. D6 and add your dex.
Plus 3.
Oh.
7.
Yeah. No, yeah, seven.
It gets hit with the upper half of its body. It clocks it in its side, and it sort of spins around looking confused and looks down at the ground, and you can see its eyes go wide, and it goes, "Welcome!" That's it. Next is the broodlings. Now, what I've done is each creature type I've rolled for individually. So the broodlings go now. There are 2 kinds of broodlings. There's little ones, and there's a big one. The little ones are going to swarm towards Tig over here. One of them is going to get to Tig and firstly bite you, and then the second is then it's going to sting at you. Bite 8, no, probably not. And another 8. Wow, I'm really not rolling good today. Sting
Like
and
I
bite.
said, Shro's taking all the good rolls here.
However, the second one swims up next to its buddy. Shro, please make me a wisdom save. Excuse me while I let my puppy out of the room.
Exactly what Tig was made for.
Oh,
Dice karma.
that's interesting. Let me just check. I think. Getting the 3 bonus. Oh no. Yeah, Tig, you are entranced by this creature. And you've got 2 boys sitting on your back. All right. The target makes the DC something wisdom saving throw or be magically charmed by the broodling until the broodling dies or until it is on a different plane of existence. The charm, in fact, let's do this. Now everyone can see. The charmed target is under the broodling's control and can't take reactions. Whenever the charmed target takes damage, the target can repeat the saving throw. On a success, the effect ends. No more than once a day, every 24 hours, the target can also repeat the saving throw when at least 30 feet away from the broodling.
Question. It says DC 6 wisdom saving throw?
Yes, but its buddy is next to it, which
So it
increases
gets
the
advantage.
DC.
Oh, so it gets increased.
Right, that's what they said.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It actually makes the DC, it increases it by 3 every time. So the more of them there are, the incrementally more dangerous they become, which
Nice.
I think Auric and V are about to discover, because the other ones are going to swim up next to him. V is going to get attacked, because I can't move them both at the same time without a 22 for the bite. For
Yeah,
4
that hits.
piercing. 4 piercing damage, V, and the sting. 17. Gosh, there you are. looks like I'm getting V today.
How many is that in total, actually? I just realized I wasn't keeping track of how much damage it was doing.
Can't remember how much I did the first ones.
I think it was
Slow
5
down.
last time.
7 piercing, 2 piercing and 5 poison. And then a further 4, so 11. And then, 14 all up. But you are, that's right, necrotic is what you're resistant to. And please a DC 12 con save. Right now, and you fail the con save, so you have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. However,
Because I needed that.
yeah, well, look, you know what's going to happen then. I'm going to have to take advantage of that. These things ain't stupid when they're next to each other and being controlled by the hive mind, which is nearby. So the other one is going to try and entrance you, V. Make me a wisdom save, please, with disadvantage. Beat a 9.
So not going to happen.
No, V is also entranced.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
Because of my Fey ancestry, I have advantage against being charmed.
Charm.
Oh yeah, so do I.
So it
I
makes
can't
it
be
even...
charmed.
No, you can't be put to sleep.
Yeah,
I think
and
they have advantage of being
it's just
charmed.
mine's
but-
against
Disadvantage.
being charmed.
Your second
Being
one was
magically
resistance
charmed.
roll.
You have resistance, in which case Karen's would have been a flat one, so it still would have been a 1. But Tig, what did you get? Yeah, yours would also have failed, unfortunately. You didn't have disadvantage. It would have given you advantage, but you still would have failed, unfortunately. A valid point, however. Well done. No, thank you for correcting me on that. Do you mind? She just went outside and opened the door, letting all the warm air out. She's like, what? Cool. In which case, it is now the big broodling, the boy you are all here for. And it is going to sally on over and look at Sloop.
Oh no.
And it's going to try and entrance Sloop. A wisdom save, please, Sloop.
Wisdom save.
This could be particularly bad.
This could be quite bad.
What happens if we all get entranced?
Yeah, there it is.
Do we all just die and we don't
Yeah, you all get
use a
eaten.
one
We
shot
become biomass.
You become
No, I
biomass.
don't want to be biomass.
I'm not happy
Great.
with how this is going, not gonna lie.
Mike, you also, Sloop is also, you can do it once per turn. You can repeat the saving throw, I think. Whenever it takes damage.
Yeah, so Sloop is like standing there as it runs up towards him and starts hypnotoad eyes at him.
Yeah,
and
very much.
He's just like,
My mind is a steel trap. You have tried this before, my friend, and
and then it's just out.
Valid point. He has tried it before. And it wouldn't give you advantage, though. No. That's very funny. I know. I
I
enjoyed it.
failed with advantage too, I think.
yeah.
I had a 12.
No, it's actually not within 5 feet of its buddies.
Oh.
These things are super slow on land. It couldn't get any closer. Yeah, that's what that does. Auric,
Get
it's
me
your
off
turn.
this ride.
Save all of them. Ideally, kill one of the things that has bewitched Tig. I think we'll probably make a good start.
Come on, Iki, I believe in you.
Or V,
Or V.
because she can do the thing with Brian.
I will buy you
Okay.
stabby things.
Does anyone in this
Alright.
group have high wisdom?
No.
I can heal.
In
Okay.
Venice, you have all rolled atrociously. Like, I haven't needed anything higher than a 9 from any
There
of
it
you.
is.
I was like,
Alright.
ah, cunning. I have made them all wisdom saves. Mwah.
Come play a one-shot Wednesday, he said. It'll be fun, he said.
Not gonna lie, it is
kill
fun.
each
We're
other.
just dumb.
I will cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at 3rd level.
Damn.
target the because that'll give me 5 missiles.
Yep.
I will send
4 force each.
Yes. I'm gonna send them all towards the ones attacking Tig. So do I know which one did the trick?
Yeah, you would be aware because their eyes do a sort of hypnotoady thing.
Great. I will send 3 of the missiles at that one.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them at the other one next to it.
So it is 12 and 4. Oh no, there's so 3 and 2.
Yes, 3 and 2. Yeah.
Okay, so 12 on one and 8 on the other.
Correct. Yes.
Very well. In which case, neither of them die.
Damn it.
However, one of them is very, very hurt. Very, very hurt. Silly rabbit.
We'd like more of them to be very, very hurt, please.
Tig, can you make me another save?
Yes. I can attempt to make another save.
Yeah, you don't get advantage on it because you're already bewitched.
Come on, inner Tig. I hate you.
Nope.
I will use a reaction. Or an orb will shoot out of his book, and suddenly big lights will fling around it, and Tig will reverse and
repeat
get
the
to
save.
repeat the save with my chronal shift.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Tig, roll above a 9. Come on, Tig.
Worst.
Come on!
You burn those saves, man. You burn those crits.
Tig, big Tig, yo!
Yep, that's
Mr.
Tig
Hurst,
being Tig.
well, I'm
Good.
safe. Time to
Well,
let
you
my
tried,
guard
Auric.
down.
Just
all right.
hit Tig!
Tig just gets to re-experience the entrance.
All it would have done is made you remake the save, Tig, and then you would have failed it again anyway.
Just hit Tig!
That's true.
All right. What is the? This wasn't supposed to be this difficult. 30 feet. Okay. This boy is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot of people in the way. He's going to swim over here. So, Helvig, Tig, and Sloop have gone super still, and it's probably a bit upsetting. And you're just stuck in the branches of this angry tree that just killed a bollywog, and it was going super well. And then you feel like just some drips on your shoulder, and you look around, and there is a giant snake head looking down at you, but it's not on fire. This is, however, probably quite triggering.
I don't know why.
And this giant constrictor snake is going to, like, admittedly, like, you guys are fine, Helvig is impenetrable. It's going to try and constrict you.
Oh, so that he doesn't have soft
Me?
gaps anymore?
He is, however, it rolled a 5. It crit failed.
Constrict
So-
yourself.
Yeah, it tries to wrap itself around you and grab you, but it realizes that you're covered in spiky spikes, and it stops. It hisses and you notice that all down its back is these yellow pustule sacs, and several of them have burst on your spines.
Oh, no, it's on me.
Next is V. V, you are instructed by the creatures to draw one of your dagger balls and throw it at the ground.
Wait, they want me to throw one at the ground?
Yeah, they want you to summon your boy. He's far more dangerous than you.
So I don't get to roll another save because it's starting my turn, do I?
You might get to at the end of your turn. I need
Okay.
to check the rules on it. I don't think so. I think you only roll it when you get hurt.
Yeah,
Right.
or if they die.
Cool. Well, Brian erupts into life.
Yep, Brian is there now. Brian, and that's all they tell you to do, B. They're like, yep, you stand there and tell Brian what to do. However, because they've told you to do that, that's all you can do. So Brian just stands there waiting for instructions. Now it's Sloop's turn. Sloop is going to turn around and try and slash at Helvig.
I always want to be your friend.
Do I make this attack?
Yes.
No.
That does not hurt him. That is nowhere near good enough.
Not in my socket.
Yeah, I believe Sloop will need to roll a 15 on the dice to hit Helvig. He's a pretty tough little boy.
Oh wow.
It just clatters off. Your one tiny spike just clatters off his many spikes. Helvig, it's your turn.
Brainwashed heart isn't into it.
Yeah.
Yay.
It is a rather lackluster sort of, yeah! All glory for the hypno slug!
I look at what are they called again?
Broodlings.
No.
Oh, the swallybugs.
Yeah, I look at the swallybug. God, I'm making such a huge gap. I look at the swallybug and go, how dare you!
Sure.
You dare lay your hands upon the lords of murder!
Make a persuasion check. I'm going to let this be a flat persuasion. It would have been a disadvantage because he's already very much...
Intimidation?
Yeah, I'll allow
He's
intimidation.
a top tig.
Yeah, he is a tree that did just throw a friend of his at him.
And it's probably still holding his
It's
spike.
flat,
Yeah.
did you say?
You would have had disadvantage because it already very much worships somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes...
The fireflies going
Blah,
off.
blah.
It's very...
Blah, 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 and starts bowing at you. It
And
appears
point
to
at
have a
the
new lord.
broodlings. Huh?
What do you do? Sorry?
I point and say, fix the mistakes you made at the broodlings.
Okay.
What part of my
It
turn did I
considers that,
pick
and
up?
on its turn it may. Do you want to do it? I'll call that a bonus action because I'm being nice. What do you
Cool.
do?
Great. I go, kill formation! As all the fireflies go up. And I point at... I'll have disadvantage, right? Because I'm in melee with somebody.
Technically, you're
an
on V's
attack.
shoulder, so you're almost 10 feet off the ground, and it is very small. So I would say you are You're not within 5 feet of the broodlings on the ground.
Great. I should kill the ones auric damaged. Yeah. I point one at each of them. The ones that
Oh,
auric
sure.
damaged.
There's two. Oh yeah, you can do two now because you're level 2.
I am level 5.
Yes. Make a pair of ranged spell attacks.
Well,
12 is enough.
okay. This is the first.
This is the first one, the one that bewitched Tig.
Yes.
It explodes. You just like a wet, like a water balloon, but with and the second one. All right, do roll damage.
Yeah. 11.
11. It also you just as a pair of water
Nice.
balloons with covered in chitin just burst. Helvig, make a dexterity save. This is just for my own amusement. It's got nothing really riding on it. Yeah, you dodge as a couple of bits of stuff just sail past your face. And Tig, your brain, I don't want to say it clears. Describing Tig's brain as clear, it empties. How about that? There you are. You can think as well as you ever could before. The swallybug, because I'm going to say that that's all you can do, Helvig.
Yep. I
The
stay on.
swallybug. So what did you instruct it to do? Fix the mistake you've made.
Yep.
It is going to shamble over to the nearest broodling, which I'm afraid isn't the one that bewitched V, but it doesn't know really. Doesn't really get what's going on. It's just obeying its new Lord of Blood and Death, and it'll make a trident attack. It actually attacks twice with its trident at that thing, and it hits once as well. And it does 2 piercing damage. to the broodling that did bite V's ankles very nastily.
At least it's not pointed at us.
Cool. Back to the top of the order is the Copper Dragon Wormling. Which nobody got close enough to trigger its readied action, so it's going to fly, it's going to swoop over to here, and it's going to, now what's its thing? What can it do? It's got a thing. It is going to, oh yeah, well, that's unhelpful. It is going to exhale acid in a 20-foot line that is 5 foot wide, and every creature within it must make a DC 11 dexterity save. It has angered Helvig, and it doesn't really get what's going on. So it's going to fly over there, and it's going to catch Helvig and Tig in this cone. It's also going to get Sloop, unfortunately, because they're all mounted on Tig. But that could be kind of useful.
Is it dexterity saving throw?
Dex save, please.
Can I bonus action to turn around and protect them and like do this?
Well, they both roll very well.
I don't want them to get hurt. They're my squishy babies.
Sure.
And why is my dex save not working?
Off on a success. 48. Yeah, you all pass the save. Tig, they take 4d8. You take half of 4d8. 4d8. I'm going to roll that twice because it's hard. So you guys are going to take. Oh, that's really not very bad at all. 16, half to 8, and Tig, because you are raging, you take half of that. So 4.
I'm gonna half mine as well with Uncanny Dodge.
Very sensible. So Helvig, you take 8 acid damage, and the others take 4. And Sloop, you can re-roll your wisdom save.
Here we go. Go Sloop Brain. No.
There it is. 12.
Oh, that's enough? Oh,
You only needed a 9.
amazing.
There you go. Cool. Great. You are back on the right side, just in time for Tig's turn. Tig, the thing that you have been sent here for is right in front of you, making come hither eyes at Sloop. There is, however, a giant constrictor snake behind you, and also a dragon that attacked you guys a bit.
Which one seems like the most fun?
I am not an objective sort of...
Which one has arms or limbs of sorts?
The dragon has 6 limbs, the broodling's got 7. The snake is 1 giant limb. The snake is easily the biggest, if that helps. The snake is a large creature.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to, and the dragon is larger.
It's medium sized, technically.
It's medium? Okay, fucking fabulous. I'm going to, you know what, I'm gonna go over here, sort of like swap sides, and I'm not sure which, because the dragon's facing me right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just gonna put like one foot in its mouth and the other, and my 2 arms underneath the front teeth, and just
Very well. Is this
like
a...
dental ad?
Yeah, yep. Make an attack.
Using arm as my like primary pushing force.
I get it.
Eh?
Amusingly, no.
Wait,
It just goes and backs off from you.
Trying to figure out what I was meant
Wait,
to do.
hang
Oh
on.
shit, I didn't do my Great Weapon Master. I get a second attack though.
You do.
Can I announce my Great Weapon Mastery for my second attack?
You may.
Fabulous.
So this is +5 to its AC, but you do more damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no.
-5
Never
from her
mind.
attack,
Yeah. Never mind.
Right.
Never mind.
with +10 damage if it hits.
That's right, yeah.
So negate that. I will roll a standard attack. 22?
So as it sort of backs away from you, you just bring your hand down on its head, just sort of knock it for 6. Roll damage.
Oh. 13?
Yeah, it takes 13 bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning works.
Yeah, it's just a dragon.
I don't assume.
Yeah. No, valid. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, it takes 13 bludgeoning damage. I will make a physical note because apparently the bubbles aren't working for the dragon. Okay. Great. That's Tig. Then the broodlings are going to now try to. One of them is going to swim around here. The one that isn't currently entrancing somebody is going to try to entrance Auric. And Auric will make a wisdom save.
Come on, Auric. Be the one that gets away.
Come on,
He makes it.
Yeah. God.
Yay!
I'm too smart for these worm creatures.
The sass.
So the other one just goes and attacks you instead. Because V is on its side now. It's going to bite you, misses, and then it's going to sting you. Also misses.
Thank God.
What the fuck?
I'm a squishy boy, so that's good.
You are a squishy boy. Then it's the big broodling. And it's all out of entrances for the day. So it is going to come over here and try to... It's going to bite and sting at Tig. I'm going to try and nom on Tig. A 17.
I'm offended. Yes.
For 11 piercing damage, halved to 5. And then a sting, 25.
Oh, damn. Yeah, those
For
both hit.
another 6. So, yeah, 17 all up. So half that to 8. And a con save, a DC 12 con save. I imagine you're probably fine. I don't think it really matters anyway, because I don't think I have anything else that can make you make wisdom saves.
Yeah. 11.
You failed, so you have disadvantage on wisdom saves for the next turn. Never mind. That's probably fine. Auric, your turn.
Excellent. So, seeing these two broodlings in front of me, bothering me, I will take the orb that he has floating, will kind of expand and then shrink back down, and a intense pull of gravity will pull them back away from me as I'll cast a second level magnify gravity to con saving throw, DC 16. And I'll hit both of them because it's a 10-foot square.
Does 8 force damage?
It does 8 force damage. Yes.
Nice. They both take 8 force damage. They're both still alive, but one of them does get thinner. Well, they both get thinner.
They are also pulled back. Actually, no, sorry, they're not pulled back. Their speed is just halved.
Very well.
And I will then, bonus action, will use my Fey Step racial feature to blink away 30 feet, because I don't like being near things that can stab me.
What manner of elf are you, out of curiosity?
I'm an Eladrin.
Oh, you're an Eladrin.
Although technically a star elf and from Teriel.
Fair enough.
But
what happens on what season?
oh yeah, a thing happens. That's right.
Yeah. Why not? Make V slightly
I
hurt.
just so rarely get to use that in what am I? I am a winter. So they wisdom saving throw or they're frightened of me.
Fair. All right, let's make some wisdom saves for these boys.
DC is 12, it's not that high.
Yeah, they are not very wise though. One of them fails.
They are very afraid of me.
This one is very afraid
as I
of
run
you.
away.
Yeah. The one next to V is very afraid of you. V is also within the aura.
I'm already charmed.
That's true. V, make a wisdom save, please. I am curious as to this result.
Because this is going to work.
This is an effect that's happening to you. It's pretty good. I will... All right, I'm going to throw this to chat. Sorry, Serum. Omi, can you roll me can you type !roll space 2 in chat? Odds is good, evens is bad. Evens is bad. V is still entranced, but is now scared of Auric. Cool.
I'd say that's bad, but I think that's pretty good.
It's now the constrictor snake. The constrictor snake is going to come over here. It didn't like trying to constrict Helvig, so it's going to try and constrict his kobold friend instead. And it's
no slope.
a 15.
15 is my AC.
Ooh, equals beats. You are grappled off Tig's antlers, and you take some 7 squeezing damage.
7. Yeah, Sloop very briefly regains his control and turning to Helvig is just in the middle of saying,
This was not the betrayal of our brigands Concord. This was an unrelated betrayal. You will know when I betray you.
and then gets plucked. Takes hit.
Amazing. Now it's V's turn. V, what do you order your scarecrow to do, intending to attack the enemies of your fellows? You can't order it to attack Auric because you are scared of him. Basically, which one would you order Scarecrow to attack? Brian.
It was my wisdom saving throw earlier to see if I stop being charmed, or do I get to do another one of them to see if I stop being charmed?
No, you have to get hurt. Or somebody has to kill the damn thing that's making you do this thing. Auric nearly managed it, but it's still got a little bit of health left.
I'm trying to murder.
Yeah, Helvig's on this. As is Swallybug.
Well, sadly, the obvious thing to do is to send Brian over to slash at Tig. So that's what he's going to do.
Very well. Brian is going to slash at Tig. Make a slash attack or 2.
How do I make Brian do things?
If you hold shift and then click on Brian, double click on Brian, should bring up his stat card, and then you can just click on slash.
Preparing to want to smack.
Gore attack!
Apologies, ladies and gents. Karen is used to Foundry. 22, I think, hits Tig. So if you click on the attack in the chat, Karen, you'll get the
damage.
5 damage. 4 of it is slashing, and 1 of it. What kind of damage does he do? What's the element that he's producing at the moment?
Brian is acidic at the moment.
As you see, guys, one of the features of a monster tamer like V is when you reach 3rd level, you can take a kind of tamer. V is an infuser. She is an elemental specialist, and currently her creatures are all infused with acid damage. So the attacks that Brian does a little bit extra of acid damage. So Tig, you take 5 damage, 1 of which is acid.
Question.
Yes.
If you remember correctly, Tig really only takes a shoot of fire.
I know. That's fine.
That's still
You're
fine.
raging anyway, Harvard.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
it's all halved. You take 2.
Okay, sorry. I haven't played D&D
believe-
in like 6 months, guys.
It's your beast totem, isn't it?
Yeah, bear and
Bear.
But we're switching the psychic damage for fire damage.
yes, she's
Yeah.
so dumb, psychic doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Fortunately,
He's
V
using-
doesn't know that, and also,
Doesn't want to hurt you anyway. She's
and
just.
And she pre-prepares this at the beginning of every day.
I woke up this morning and went, acid. We're doing acid today. Everyone gonna get some acid.
Probably while she was sitting in her
today.
cupboard. She was sitting in her cupboard at the academy thinking acid is what we're going to do. Whenever I find Sam, we're going to do acid.
And we're going to have a great trip.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Cool.
no. Fortunately,
You do get a second attack. though.
unfortunately, yeah, Brian gets 2 attacks. So unfortunately, Tig, he's gonna slash at you again.
Go for it.
Hang on. 13. No. Tig is wise to this scarecrow. Cool. Well done, V. Sloop, it is your turn. You are grappled, my friend.
Yeah, Sloop is just going to put his arm straight over his head and just try to slide out.
Very well.
Can
Make a
I
dex save.
acrobatics out of this grapple?
Yes.
That is
You get out.
a 16. Okay. Then I will bonus action
You drop to the ground.
disengage.
Yep.
And I'm just going to run behind the larger creature and just start like running
well.
up, getting ready to stab it in the back.
You do that. Helvig.
I can tell which one's doing the Hypnotoad at B, right?
Yep. It is the lower of the two. It's the one standing next to her, not diagonally above her.
Should I bet it all? Just to make sure it's dead? Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
I'll
It
do it.
would definitely hurt it. And you get 2 shots of the apple as well. You might miss.
No, but I'm thinking of guiding bolting it.
Oh. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're your own man. It's already taken 8.
I'll
He's just kind
I'll
of-
just do guiding. I'll do Eldritch Blast because I think I need the heals.
Okay. You do Eldritch Blast. Make 2 Eldritch Blast attacks.
Go get them, guys! The ones with the weird eyeballs.
V's like doing Invasion of the Body Snatchers silent scream pointing at Tig.
That's very upsetting. It's really, horrible. I will sleep next to that
Oops,
tonight.
that's not what I meant to click. That one.
Not super well. What's the to hit? on
22?
that? 22. Yeah, you hit it. Doing
Here's
11
my
force damage,
check
and
in.
it
Oh, cool.
bursts the first time you shoot it. So the second one is an 11 to hit and misses.
Okay. That's why I missed. I went. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no!
But V, you find yourself standing there silently screaming, but all of a sudden the screaming starts. Ah! Sorry,
but-
sorry. Brian.
What are you doing?
As a bonus action.
Stop it!
As a bonus action, my Eldritch Blast fireflies kind of, as they come back towards me past V, they heal V with my healing light.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. For 3.
Heal for
It's not.
3
It's a little
healing
bit.
damage.
But
Look,
3.
it's better than nothing. I'll take it. I feel rejuvenated.
Yeah.
You are rejuvenated.
You sparkle with glowing fireflies for moments.
The other Swallybug, the Swallybug who has just witnessed you kill 3 of its gods, is like, oh, Lord and Master, but it's doing it like this. And it's
Yes.
gonna flollop, because that's how Swallybugs move. They flollop places over to the other broodling and attack it with his trident. 20 for the first, 16 for the second. Both hit. 9 piercing. What the fuck? And a further 2. It dies. The secret one of those would have done it on its own.
Your god is pleased.
It doesn't speak your language. It's just frightened of you.
That's all you need.
God.
Cool. Yeah, there is a dragon next to. There's a dragon next to Tig, and it's the dragon's turn. It's probably going to attack the Tig again, I'm afraid. It's all out of breath. Oh, actually, I'm gonna roll a d6. As its breath recharge. No. It's going to bite Tig. 18. That'll probably do it. Or oh, that's a bit rubbish though. 5 piercing. So 2. Slightly acidic, but not enough that it notices. And then it's Tig's turn.
No.
Oh wait, no, sorry. And then it's going to move. It's going to fly over here. Like behind into the swamp. Like and semi-submerge itself.
But there is a log. So cool. I'm going to attack the gigantic snake.
Cool.
Where's its face?
Its face is currently looking down at Sloop.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the claws and just straight through the temple.
Ooh, okay. You make a. Are you gonna? You're not doing anything special. You're happy to just make a normal attack.
It's right in front of me, basically.
Yeah, its head's probably about level with yours at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll Great Weapon Mastery to just stab it in the temple.
Very well. Very well.
Right. Do I have to click anything special for Great Weapon Mastery?
No, just do it and we'll subtract 5.
Okay. Stab.
Oh, that is. It moves its head out of the way, and by doing so, it moves about a third of its body out of the way as well. Just sort of.
I'm gonna use my reaction to reverse time on Tig again.
You do that. She does have 2 attacks, just FYI. But yeah, yeah, you do that.
Another 2.
Yeah.
Hey, Icky's my Icky's my boy.
There it is. Yeah. Does anybody else experience it, or is it just you? They experience both timelines.
No, yeah, I guess it would be like isolated, where everyone would see her miss and then just sort of, and then go again.
But does she remember the doing it?
Her brain
Good question, actually.
It's like one assumes you, at least you and the person you do it to, are aware of it, so they can benefit from the experience.
Yeah, I'd say they remember it.
Sure.
Awesome.
So Tig, you do that, and then you reverse, and you're like, oh, okay, great. And then you do it again, and the head is back where you thought it was. And yeah, your claws spear towards it. 16 plus, what is it, another 10?
10.
Yeah, 26
Yeah, so
to spear through
plus
the
plus
temple.
another 2 from being raging. 28 against the creature with 13 hit points. You skewer its entire brain on your fingertips, and 3 of your fingertips, and you pull it back out, and the brain is like in between the 3 of them. It's not super big. It's only a snake. It's quite a big snake, but it's just a snake. And the body just goes limp and sloops back down into the abysmal muck.
I yeet that and put my arm back into it. And I'm going to sling it over my shoulder and start marching towards the log.
What log? Oh, the log where the dragon is.
Yeah.
Very well.
I'm carrying my new improvised whip attack.
Very well. So Helvig is going with you for the ride. And the corpse is going too. Can you make me a strength check?
Uh-huh. I will try.
Like, sure, I'm pretty sure that big broodling's still alive, right?
Yeah, it's going to get an opportunity attack. Are you aware of that, Shro?
Yeah.
18 is perfectly strong enough to drag that thing. I just don't think someone with a functionally 110 hit points really cares about, like, the small amount of damage the broodling can do with its sting as it stings you, particularly when it misses. It's just really surprised about what you're doing, and it's getting ready to square off. It's fully aware that it's being flanked by a scarecrow and a kobold, which is just a sentence you don't say often enough in life, do you? Never get to say that exact phrase.
The wonders of D&D.
Yeah. All right, fine. Gone.
Your dog's being annoying and my cat's deciding he wants to be Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. All right. It is now the big broodling's turn. It's aware of Mr. Kobold. It's going to attack him, I think, because Tig is dragging her new improvised web and Helvig away along with it. So it's going to make a bite attack. Nope. And a sting attack. 21 for the sting. For 6 piercings. Sloop.
6 piercing. Okay. And con save?
I don't think it really matters because it's for wisdom saves. But if you like, I don't think there's anything left that can make you make wisdom saves.
Yeah, I failed.
But you do
anyway.
fail it. Cool. You have failed a lot of things, but it doesn't really matter. Auric, it's your turn.
Okay.
The thing you are here for, you may have deduced, is the big broodling that Sloop's trying to slit up.
Yes. Okay. I will cast a spell. Go figure. And I'm going to cast a second level chromatic orb at the broodling.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do that.
So that
25 will
is
hit.
25 to hit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be thunder damage.
Ooh.
21 thunder damage.
It takes 21 thunder damage. It does not enjoy the experience at all.
I like to think with thunder damage that it just vibrates really violently.
Yeah, exactly. He just sort of like flicks the orb that floats around him, and this just like this shockwave orb goes through, and it just sort of.
Yeah, it's like it's been struck by a giant. It's like it's been struck by a giant hammer, and it is a gong, and it just sort of rattles a lot.
So the cartoon where they hit the character with the gong.
Yeah, that. Now, the constrictor snake is dead. I'm just leaving the body there. So now it's V.
Thank God. Okay.
How does the monster tamer work? Because we finally got a chance to use it.
I'm not hypnotized. It's amazing. Okay. V is going to do like a quick look from the corpse of the huge snake thing that Tig is dragging to the broodling that just got gonged to the Pollywog?
Yeah, there's a Swallybog standing next to you, but he seems to be on your side.
It looks appropriately cowed, so I decide to deal with it later. And my eyes land upon the copper dragon that has retreated in behind the log.
Yeah.
How is it looking?
Pretty beat up.
Okay.
Tig hit it on its head. If anything, its eyes, which were sort of milky and cataracty before, they seem a little clearer. Like it might be trying to, it's like the hit that Tig gave it is like clearing its head a bit. You know that these creatures are normally good. And would not normally be acting in concert with a fucking aboleth.
Right. Well, I am going to use my special ability to tame the creature.
So you get out one of your dagger balls and you yeet it at the dragon. In what manner do you throw it? Could you please describe this, and I will make the appropriate save.
Have you seen a professional darts player where it's a tiny little thing that they're throwing, but they're doing it with really intense conviction?
Yeah.
Like, being almost like smacks the Swallybog? My brain keeps changing the letters around in my head. Swallybog. She pushes the Swallybog out of the way, draws out of the bandolier, and just.
And it is a wisdom save, is it not?
Yes.
What is the DC?
It has to beat my tamer DC, which I now must find on my sheet.
top of my head, it's 14. It's your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency plus 8.
What's your intelligence?
So 3 plus 2 plus 8 is 13, yes.
Oh. You are battling it in a battle of wits. So I'm saying it's you are the superior here, not it. You beat the DC. You get it. A puff of purple smoke, and it sloops into the knife, which then drops into the water.
Oh, gross! Damn it!
Make sure it's not yellow.
Yeah, the water is mostly browny murk, not yellow.
Is the area over here is the yellowy one? So somebody died there.
Yeah, there's a bit of yellow there, mostly leaking out of the snake and a couple of the broodlings.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to point at Brian and be like, Brian, kill that ugly thing. And point at the big
Brian's
broodling.
instructions will currently kill Tig, so it's good that you have changed his instructions. Brian, then it's his turn, so Brian makes 2 claw attacks at the broodling, the big broodling.
Indeed.
Does. Brian can make 2 claw attacks.
That's
Crits
one.
with the first.
25.
Roll some damage.
Nice job, Brian.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Brian.
That's 18, 21 for his first attack. So describe how Brian does this. This is enough.
Brian draws himself up to his full height, and it's kind of like like he's swinging a baseball bat, but it's his giant, terrifying clawed scarecrow arm, and just.
And you just solidly bop the big broodling on its skull, and it cracks the carapace right down the middle along the eye line. And it sort of it makes this high-pitched squealing noise, and then all of its limbs just curl in around itself, and it just drops onto the ground, leaking a yellow mucus. I think, with the exception of the Swallybug, that's all of the guys that started out fighting you did.
Yeah.
And the body is now on the ground. Good job, Brian.
I'll be like,
Another
Well
phrase I
done.
never expected to say. I just don't know very many Brians. Cool. Yeah, I'm calling combat over. The snake is also dead, but there is a giant corpse of a snake. It's covered in the same pussy sacks. And it's got 0 hit points. The dragon is in a capture vial sitting at the bottom of a pond. And yeah, that's the situation.
all right, I'm gonna turn back to the Swallybog that's standing next to me, and be like,
Yep.
You shot me with a blow dart.
It's trying to sort of abase itself.
And I'm like, I won't kill you if you go get my knife. And I'll point at the little dagger in the pond.
You're speaking common?
Yeah, I don't think I speak its language.
What languages do you speak?
That's a good question.
Is it a beast?
It's a humanoid, technically
Damn
speaking.
I've got Elven, Common, and Deep Speech.
Do you want to try something else? Because it doesn't appear to understand you.
I'm gonna grab it by does it have like a shirt on or something? Can I grab it by the collar?
It's wearing a bandolier of darts.
I'll grab that.
There's a lot of naked things in these swamps, Helvig.
The level of nudity is
Look,
uncomfortable.
Maybe wearing a slight loincloth.
I do not grab the loincloth.
Yeah.
it's not a beast boy, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm chill.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will grab
It's pretty much a frog person.
I will grab
very
it
concerned.
by the neck
Yeah.
with one hand.
It's
And I'll
quite a
be
bit
like-
taller than you.
You, and then I'll point at the knife in the pond, Get that and
In what
bring it
language?
to me.
In what language?
Comments.
I'll try
Common?
deep speech. See if that works.
Okay. You speak deep speech. Smut Geek, can you roll me a 1d2 in chat? Exclamation mark roll space 2. Odds something good, even something bad. Well, not bad, just doesn't work. 1. It understands you.
Hey!
It responds in like a couple of words. It clearly isn't fluent in this language, but it's heard it a bit. And it goes, glom, glom, get thin. Glom, glom. And it goes into the water. And then as it submerges, you see this gray fin pass over. And then the whole pond goes a murky yellow. And there's a bit of a thrashing, and then the whole pond goes a sort of murky yellow. It's not the mucusy yellow, it's a sort of lighter tinge, more like, I don't know, for example, Swallowbog blood. Glub Glub is dead.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
shit.
I'm just watching
And
this.
there
I'm like,
may be
hey!
maybe a shark in the pond.
Dee, would you want your knife?
It's not
Yeah.
a
Do you have a way of getting it that doesn't involve any of us getting eaten?
Yeah. Hey guys, can you get the knife for V? I think that's Mage Hand.
very... Oh, sure. And yeah, V, it takes you a little digging because you can't see what it is you're looking for, but you have a vague idea. So you basically, these incorporeal fireflies swoop into the pond, and you just sort of glub around in the mud. Glubbing is a verb. And you eventually emerge with a handful of muck that contains a much more glowy knife.
Yeah.
And it floats back to V, and you sort of shake it before you give it to her.
I shake it away from V.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's a neat trick. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool. So there is a dead broodling, a mature broodling, and a dead constrictor snake.
Could I just add quickly? Did you shout, "We're the Lords of Murder"?
Yeah, I heard somebody say that to me back at home, and when they said about like they respect gods and stuff, I thought maybe I should have tried it.
It was a good call. I think
love it.
I think it was appropriately terrifying.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Yes.
perhaps a
It
good
died.
name.
Loads of mudbug!
and I think, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think we'll leave it there. So yeah, that was fun. Thank you everybody for watching and playing. Thank you to the Loot Tavern and the Hit Point Press and JessJackdaw for your amazing work doing this campaign one shot. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. And Humperdink for the rules for Monster Tamer. As ably demonstrated by V, a little bit hampered by her poor rolling, but otherwise, yeah, no, look, she tamed the
Like if I
fucking
spend
dragon.
this whole fight entranced and they kill everything, I can't tame
Yeah.
anything.
So there was 3 things V could legitimately have tamed in that fight. She could have
Sorry.
tamed a broodling, but they all got too busy entrancing her, which could have been interesting. She could have tamed the thing that got in the way of the. She could have tamed. It was a reef shark, and she could have tamed that. It met the criteria for taming, but it is fully aquatic, so not super useful all the time. And the other thing was a badly poisoned and bewitched dragon, a copper dragon wormling.
V's
They are the
banking
lowest-
on the doctor being able to patch it up when they get.
Yeah.
Oh, that reef shark could have been a vessel for sloop.
Oh, it still may
Like-
be.
V also, it's
That's true.
worthy to note, V does also have another knife ball.
That's
She is
true.
only able to be joined to 2 creatures at once. at her level, but she doesn't have to. She has to release one of the other two if she wants to capture a reef shark. So she'd have to let Brian go, or
like
the copper
a
dragon.
crystal
And
computer system that she can like go and put the third creature in.
the rules have not
later.
been that far developed.
I have a little magic scroll that automatically updates my inventory of creatures and
his
lists
name's
like their
Ulrich.
attacks next to them.
Your monster index.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oryx.
Yeah.
my scroll decks.
Yeah, scroll decks. We also need to
Scroll
thank
decks.
Serum and Brepai. Serum for running the stream because I can't do it all at once. And Brepai for drawing all the pretty pictures. It's super cool to be able to bring back some of Brepai's amazing art from earlier streams and have them right again. Really cool. Like Auric, Helvig, and V are all quite recent, but Tig hasn't been Tig in nearly a year. And
boy.
Sloop is about the same as well, I think. And it's super great to have them back. And it shows that Brepai hasn't really gotten any better. She's always been this good. Most artists improve. She's just fucking brilliant. Guys, I must remind the audience to check out Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting on Kickstarter. And you too could be one of over 11,000 people who own that book when they finish writing it. It's already, as you can see, got some pretty cool stuff in it. And if you back at the appropriate tier, you will also get the downloads for the Foundry and the Roll20 stuff. We are using the that stuff already. That's already what you can see. Now, we will do a quick favorite moments. I acknowledge it is a little late, but we will be doing a quick favorite moments because I really enjoy it. So I want a favorite self moment and a favorite couple of other people moments from everybody. Who would like to go first? Who's got some favorite self moments? Dan, you have a favorite self moment?
I'll save the obvious one for somebody else. But I think my favorite self moment is trying to Helvig's working himself up to talk to the alpha familiar who's naked and is brave all the time.
And a couple of favorite other people moments?
I love Pig skewering the snake like through the brain and then just be like, yeah, and then now it's a whip.
My shawl. Exotic.
Yeah.
And I liked V's like I was gonna say like adamant way of asking everyone if they're the stupid doctor that's put them in this stupid place. And then when they met him, be like, I hate you.
Yeah. I'll go next. I'm happy to go next. I won't mess about. My favorite self moment was the alligator boy. I don't know why I didn't expect you to, but I didn't expect you to talk to him. So figuring out how a badly injured, slightly like infected, more than slightly infected alligator boy would respond to being spoken to was really fun, and I really love it when players do something I don't expect. And figuring out, and then you healed him and he got better and he could talk better. Yeah, that was really lovely. I really enjoyed that. I really liked Sloop actually talking to that alligator as well. My favorite Sloop moment would be the old one. That was like treating him like a brother and like an elder. That was really cute. I love that you've got a whole bag of stuff. I don't know what it does. Cool, that sounds great. And explosions as well, fantastic. What else would I say I really enjoyed? I quite liked Tig's reaction when finding that the crocodile leg she ate earlier was really not that savory. Like, ooh.
Well, it wasn't so much a ooh, it was more of a this is really rude.
Oh, right. Well, whatever that was, I really enjoyed that.
Way worse.
Oh, I also enjoyed mentioning that crocodile was named Felix.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Tig has already eaten the leg of somebody named Felix.
I wanted to smack you for that.
Hey, you were the one who ate the leg. I actively told you not to.
It's
On your
in
last-
the bag of holding, man.
On your last hat day. This is pre that incident, in fairness. Oh no, this wouldn't be pre. This is while you're regenerating. As far as in my head, this is while Tig is in the tree with what's his face.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. I'll explain that all later.
Yeah, it's really complicated. Mike, tell us your favorite moment, self moment.
I think today went along with a lot of Sloop's favorite things, so I found this really easy for Sloop to get into. There's all these curses. There's a map with a curse or with a magic compass. I really enjoyed. I think this is actually, even though it was while enchanted, this is the first weapon attack Sloop has ever made.
What?
Yeah, Sloop has never attacked anything with a knife or rapier. Sloop usually just screws around until everyone else kills everything, and that exact same thing happened in here, which I just think is a joy. I'm a bad rogue.
No, amazing rogue.
In the worst way.
Yeah.
I really like the interaction between Auric and Tig. I saw a lot of Auric's interactions with Sloane there too, which was like warmed my heart a lot. Just immediately like the mirroring of like, okay, the first thing that you're trying to say to me and the patience of like going through and trying to do your best to teach. I thought that was like a really
he's a
sweet
teacher.
moment.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And I really loved everybody dogpiling on top of a crocodile that we all saw. We burned like 3 spell slots and all these important items too.
Magic is not a thing right now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. We must save this alligator. He is meaningless to us. We don't even know his name.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be fine. Whatever. No, we must save him. Yeah.
And we got
important
valuable
NPC.
intel about the like bags of goop.
Yeah. Hell, you got a thing. I was just like, yeah, I don't see why you can't harvest them from this alligator if he's okay with it. Yeah, there's only so many things that you can harvest before the DC gets so high that you can't. Cool. Sean, tell me your favorite self moment.
Favorite self moment, probably it was small, but I really enjoyed just the visual of Tig and Auric harvesting those egg sacs. Just the idea of like icky looking at these egg sacs and be like, all right, now cut there. No, careful.
Yeah.
And so we slowly extract, and then
And
the
you
alligator grumpily
Fucking nailed
swimming
it
away.
as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cute because you two are the only ones who with an outside chance of actually meeting in a real game.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
They're actually from Tariel. I think very different times,
Forgot about
but
that. Yeah.
Tig might actually regenerate at some point in his lifespan.
Auric is very
Shit.
old, so he may have been around.
Oh,
They may
that's
have met in
true,
years
yeah.
past.
Oh,
I guess technically they did now.
Yeah.
Favorite other folks moment. I mean, the one that's gone unspoken so far, but clearly this new god that is gracing our presence, Helvig. I knew if the Bullywugs showed up, someone had to try to become their god, and I'm
Yeah.
so glad it was Helvig.
Yeah. It was such a power move and I loved it. Yeah. Favorite moments, Tig back and Sloop, because who doesn't love a kobold with that voice? A few from chat here. Sloop was hilarious. I've already faced you. You can't affect me. From Smut Geek. Yes, absolutely. Favorite Tig hugging everything. Newton Scan. Oh, we've got a happy boy, Josh the Pirate. Thank you. Whoever did Spina. Thank you very much, Spina. Smut Geek, we friends?
We're friends now.
We friend, tribe. The alligator stuff was all fun from Smart Geek as well. Icky! Auric
Yes,
being
Icky.
okay with
That's
Icky. Yes,
very
that was
important.
The embracing it, I was like, oh.
We have a question to Nova. How long has Tig been treed by the time we get to Scales? This will be an interesting one. Favorite V, the scream. Yes. Yeah, that's great. Favorite DM moment will be if things get really bad, letting Tig summon Penny. No, I'm not taking anything that belongs to AJ. I had to ask very nicely for V.
Tig's also not smart enough to summon anything except like a stick.
And if you're gonna summon Penny, you gotta make sure you got something to point her at, or it gonna get ugly.
I was really worried about Tig for the same reason, but I figured there was enough reasonably intelligent people around.
Well, what is it with Shro in creating these indiscriminate murderers?
Who knew?
Cute.
They are.
I
all
spent so
cute
much
as well.
time being a goddamn healer and a paladin. I got sick of being the person to clean shit up after everybody. I was like, no, now I get to break things.
All right, Danny boy, tell me your favorite self moments. Oh no, we've had you. Sorry, I do apologize. I'm forgotten which way I'm working down.
I'm pretty sure it's Karen and me.
It's Shro.
Yeah.
Tell me, Shro.
I had to write these down.
Good.
Favorite
Favorite self.
Helvig.
Oh,
We are the Lords of Murder.
Yeah.
Favorite Auric, embracing the ick within. Like, actually saw this look of just like, yeah, icky. Yeah, like full on. I've been given another title by another barbarian. Oh, I'm going up in the world. My favorite sloop was just the generic, so damn polite. Yes, please, thank you. May eyes. I don't know what this does, but it works. Kind of bag of wonderment.
Yep.
And like one for the combination of sloop and Helvig was the sincere shock of seeing their faces when Tig de-spined a creature and yeeted it at its friend, and they're just like,
I'm really glad I'm writing this person right now.
yeah, this is what she does. My favorite V moment, just can't top this. Go Gadget Brian!
Yes.
I want that as a ringtone. My favorite DM moment was the worm shrug.
Oh,
I can just see like a little animation of just like
I don't know, man.
just
Sorry.
fucks off. And
You're all good, buddy.
my favorite self moment was definitely the parent-teacher bonding over biology class.
Yeah.
And that moss is my catnip, and it was so nice to find a patch of it again. Because the last time I found a patch of flowers, I got high on pollen.
There is plenty of stuff here. Karen, tell me your favorite self moment, and then other people.
I really loved just meeting Tig, and just V comes up and she's just hugging a tree, and then just lies down in a patch of moss and just.
Snow angel.
They're just being at a.
Two elves more dissimilar. It would be difficult to find.
Which is kind of my favorite V/favorite Tig moment, was just that I was excited to meet Tig as V and just be like, what the hell are you, Dr. Delots? No? Okay, cool. Gonna back away slowly. I also loved Sloop being enchanted on the second go. It's like, haha, you tried this before. But because it's already been said, my other was Sloop's first encounter with the broodling, where he tried to, tie the thing around and then cut the thing and then blow the thing up so it would be like launched it, and it didn't work, but he rolled with it anyway, and I respect that.
It wasn't a pulley system. I don't really know. I was like, I'm glad you rolled badly for this because I don't really see how it would work. Like
sheer willpower, man.
I was totally up for letting it fly. It was just a really shit roll.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, I'm sorry. I just don't really. Yeah, I think you need at least a 12. Cool. We've got some more from chat. The Tig moments were all adorable. Omi said something super cute, and I'm very flattered. Where was it? I also fracking love how Josh DMs, and I'm like, thanks, Omi. That's very kind of you. Everything from the beginning, running after the compass. Also, Sloops, this is not a betrayal.
I sneak it in. I was like, I can't say it. I already had my turn, but I remembered it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, Smut Geek. Tig is a wonderful foil to V. Yeah, absolutely. V needs somebody that with that much lust for life and happiness to balance her out, but also to bring her up. And I think Tig needs somebody to balance her down as well. Like that it really works quite nicely. Yeah, cool, great.
Yeah, I'm Cindy Lou Who to the Grinch. Just
We are.
Christmas
You are.
spirit.
Yeah. And look, it worked really, really nicely. I love that I threw this party together in like 2 days, and it's actually worked really nicely. We've got a really good dynamic. And I was just like, we were just troubleshooting. We're like, who could we use? That would be fun. Yeah, that. Let's do that. Cool. So anyway, we'll go away from here now. Ladies and gents, guys, can you tell us who you are and where you are from? We'll go backwards. Mike, tell me about yourself.
My name is Mike Farty. I'm the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. We're about to hit our 100th episode. We are a podcast with, roughly our really nicely edited episodes. Agent number 1, who is a frequenter of the channel, does the music and sound effects and does an amazing job. So come check us out. We're at Wonder and Blunder on all social media.
Cool. Dan, tell me about yourself.
Hi, I'm Dan, also a D-Reb in chat. You can find me hanging out in Roll for Damage's Discord. Basically, that's the only place I lurk. Professional supporter of friends in the shadows. Other news, though, you can find me on Humblewood, same time slot, but 2 days prior, wherever you are in the world. I play a Yeehaw Wizard Man who is he eats humble folk and don't tell the party that. Yeah. That's me. Back to you.
Thanks, man. Sean, how about you, my friend?
Hi, everybody. You can find me on all social medias at Odo_Sean, SCAN. My nerd home is Paradise RPG, where I am the DM for our flagship show, Advantage in Paradise. We are on, we just had episode 19 of season 2 for that. So it's a good time to join in. We're doing some fun stuff over there. A lot of fun RP. And I also play in the Scales Above campaign on Roll for Damage, which season 3 will be premiering early July. So come check that out. I'm very happy to be here. Excited to play on Roll for Damage some more. Yeah, thanks for super fun time. See y'all.
Come back Saturday to see Sean and Mike and me in FOMO, the Faculty of the Observation of Magical Objects. For the final episode that Shannon's not coming to. Boo.
She's got to go to a wedding.
Oh, my best friend's wedding. It's important to me. I have a live feed on Twitch. Look, sure, if you must.
Just because you don't.
Even here, we bully her.
Nice.
Yeah, this is true. We make fun. We love Shannon, and she's
No,
great.
this is the tea I'm here for.
Shro, save me from myself. Who are you and where can I find you?
Hi guys, I'm Shro or Shro Grill. Totally awesome to be. Would you count this as being back on Roll for Damage? I don't know. After my
Well, you are back on Roll for Damage. I don't know what else to tell
I don't
you.
know. It's like because I had like an 8-month non-existence. But yeah, hey guys, I'm Shro and Shro Grill. I played Tig tonight. It was nice revisiting my character from way back. You can find me on my own Twitch channel now. I am back on the interwebs. The grills do exist on there, so don't give up hope. Just playing weird, silly games like, Dream Daddy, because everyone apparently lusts for that, and Smash. And other weird assorted games. And just, we talk and do plant stuff, and you can meet my bunny rabbit and my cat. But yeah, that's me. You'll find me there. At the moment, no set schedule, but yeah, we'll figure it out soon, and then probably be back for more D&D. So, yeah,
Stick around. Watch out for Shro as other previous characters in future One Shot Wednesdays. I think Macedo should ride again as well.
I don't.
Fair enough.
Because I have a file of new character concepts that are just weird.
Fair enough. Karen, tell me about yourself. I mean, I know more about you than most, but yeah, tell other people about yourself.
I cast silence, apparently.
You've gone very quiet,
No.
Karen. Have you been muted?
Oh dear.
I can hear her, but nobody else can. She's 2 rooms away.
I think
Is it-
she needs...
Okay, I forgot I muted
There it
my
is.
mic to cough, but it turned out to be a good thing because I needed to cough some more. Hello, I am Karen, Mother of Bunnies in chat and over on Twitter. You can find me here tomorrow night, same time, playing a slightly older, wiser version of me.
Same stats, different class.
Different class. In the Academy of Xander, which is always so exciting. But I am also lending my vocal talents to the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, available on all good podcasting channels. You can also follow me, my sexy burlesque alter ego, Lolamore, over on Instagram, Miss Lolamore. And I do puppetry stuff sometimes at Paparotica, also on Instagram. And I think that's everything. And I need to stop talking now because I probably need to cough some more. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun.
Madame, Monsieur, Dama und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I am Josh Pirate, and I have been your humble DM and storyteller for this evening. I'm on Roll for Damage a lot. You can check out the FOMO game. You can check out Humblewood on Monday nights, where I am the DM with D-Rab and some of our lovely friends over there. And if you enjoyed my face and voice tonight, you can check me out in Paparotica at Fringe World and generally infesting the art scene in Perth. Alternatively, if you like the majestic voice but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can check out There Be Dragons, the 5e D&D podcast with a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play with Karen, the mother of bunnies, and I play a infamous and deadly pirate, Skern Felspar, und his little dragon, Crush. So, ladies and gents, we are going to go away from here now. We are going to go and raid some of our lovely friends. Let me just check. Are they still running? They are. We are going to go and raid the 4th culture. 4th. Oh, agent number 1 is running. Let's do that. We love agent. Let's raid agent.
Hey.
We're going to go and raid agent number 1 because Mike and Sean and I play with agent number 1 on Saturday. So let's go over, tell agent what we've been doing, give him some love. Chuck your raid emotes up in chat. We will see you next week, same bad time, same bad channel, here on Roll for Damage for the final installment of the Shadow of the Broodmother. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.